All right, we are back at Taylor Stadium here in Columbia, just about set to go with the Bulldogs and the Tigers. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. Our Marker 7 first pitch just a couple of minutes away. Marker 7 Coastal Grill, located in the heart of 5 Points Corner, Lumpkin and Millage. Well, we can just call that the nexus of the universe. Best seafood this side of St. Simon's Island and the best deck in Athens for lunch or dinner. Shoot us a tweet. Let us know where you're listening from. Would love to hear from you there. Big hello going out to Brooks and Jarrett. Rolling back from their honeymoon. So happy for you guys. They have made their way down to St. Simon's. Alex Goodrich listening in from the shores of Lake Sinclair. I don't know if Larry's up from his nap yet, but Larry Legend and Chardonnay Sharon, they got the grandkids. They've got Arthur and Eleanor. Big hello to Mark Andrews. Thank you very much to the Strap Dog, Chris Queen, Nick Wegman, Wyatt Fielden, Jason Tatum. The Law Dog is listening in. Appreciate you, Law Dog. Thank you, Chubbs. The Airborne Dog, Jesse Kinney, the Sweater Man, Team Collins, CJ and Lois. Thank you to C. Lark, Reese Cohen, Chris Bailey, John Kiefer, Iris Archer, Michael Haddix, T. Witt, F3 Rubin, and Captain McKay. We appreciate everybody. And the Dogs just about set to go here against these Missouri Tigers. And mentioned as well, oh, thank you very much. The great Derek Floyd's listening in today. All right, D. Floyd, we love you, my friend. Oh, here we go. We got Team Ellington, the great Justice Judge John Ellington, with Sandra Kate and Chuck at the farm. And Chuck, apparently, the judge says that your dog is at his house more than your house. So I think Judge might be claiming ownership. Appreciate you guys. Here's Sam Horn on the hill. As DJ mentioned earlier, Horn, this kid was an elite prospect as both a quarterback and a baseball player. And he is the front runner to be Missouri's starting quarterback this coming fall, a sophomore out of Lawrenceville and Collins Hill High School. And, again, as DJ told you, limited duty this year. But this guy is a big-time prospect. You know he's jacked up to play the Dogs here tonight, too.
Yeah, don't know how many pitches he'll throw, how far he can go. I know they probably would be happy maybe if he pitched 2 or 3 innings tonight. And if that's the case, that'll be good. Of course, the advantage certainly between these two teams, well, there's a lot of advantages, but the pitching definitely favors the Dogs here in this series.
We got a lot of red and black. You know, the Phelps are here. The Alfords are here. Wes has got a bunch of his family here. And looking at some of I see Mr. Edward Phelps and got some of the ladies from the Phelps family. One of them's got a sleeping bag. We got blankets. Everybody trying to get roasty toasty. But the sun is out. It's chilly this evening, and we are set to go with our Marker 7 first pitch. Leading things off is Nolan McCarthy. Got the Dogs on the board with a homer in the third last night. Our Marker 7 first pitch misses inside. It's 1-0, and it comes down at 8:03 East, which is, yes, very late for a Saturday night.
58 degrees, and it feels like a 52.
Hello. Horn looking in. Here's a pitch. McCarthy high chop. It is going to go foul first base side towards the Georgia dugout. It's 390 to center, 339 down the lines, 366 out to left center, and 366 to right center. They've got their football indoor facility beyond the right and center field walls, and Faroe Field off in the distance, as is their basketball arena. 1 ball and 1 strike to McCarthy, and if things sound a little different, well, as you know, it's a different booth here in Como. Horn misses inside, 2-1 the count.
They don't have the pitch speed on the scoreboard here, but we're told Horn can hit 95, 96 miles an hour, so he's a hard thrower.
6'4", 220. Here's 2-1. That's in there for a strike. Good fastball there to even up the count.
He's a Tommy John guy. The injury happening, I guess, 2 years ago. Is that right?
And he can move as well. Here's a pitch. This is looped out into right. That'll be Seals. He'll come to his left and make the catch. I think the wind helped that one along a little bit. Got deeper than I thought initially. And again, as we sit here in this, as someone tweeted at us, the London phone booth, it is difficult to pick up the sound of the ball off the bat. And let's just leave it at that. All turf infield, grass outfield. Slade offered, made a couple of terrific plays at third. He had a clutch single that gave Georgia a 3-0 lead in the 7th inning and then hit a home run in the 9th. Here's the pitch. Slade takes strike one. He has reached in 31 consecutive games.
That out-recorded there lowered Horn's ERA from 22.50 to 19.29.
There you go. He's on track.
Yeah.
Right on right, the 0-1 to Slate. That's over but low. 1-1 the count. Had a chance to meet Slate's mother yesterday. Terrific lady. And we saw Eric Hammond's dad in the hotel today. Saw the Phelps, the McCarthys. Get a lot of Wes's family here. His son's here. 1-1. That misses down away. Big hello to my dad and Patty listening in up in Pennsylvania. I don't know if my mom, Albus, and Hermie are listening in, but apparently they had a pup cup earlier today.
Alford's night last night kind of summed up the Dogs.
Sure did. Slow start, great finish.
Exactly.
2-1. 3-1 as that one misses low.
He struck out in his first 3 at-bats and then followed with an RBI single and a home run in the 9th.
And after this pitch, DJ, I'd like for you to run through the 3 boxes that he checked with
Yeah,
that
no
RBI
doubt.
single in the 7th. As Horn looks in right on right. Here's the pitch. This is lifted foul, first base side.
Yeah, that was the 7th inning. That was the RBI single there was Georgia's first hits with runners on, runners in scoring position, and 2 outs.
And it gave Georgia a 3-0 lead. Then Branch's 2-run triple was the big blow. Slate's homer came to right center. Here's a payoff. Sent foul again, straight back and out of play. Great stat you pulled up there, DJ, with Wes already at 30 SEC wins, and we got, counting this one, 8 more to go. That is very impressive. Another payoff pitch to Alford. Horn look it in. Missed inside, ball 4.
That's a Boots Etc. walk, Jeff. Boots Etc. Locally owned and operated with over 20,000 pairs of boots in stock just 30 minutes up the road in Commerce.
So Slate's aboard, and here's Robbie Burnett. Robbie was 1 out of 3 with a pair of walks. He's getting the start out in right field. Boy, last night, I mean, in the 9th inning, Robbie and Trey Phelps chasing a foul ball collided, and Trey said he got cleated, and it tore his jersey, but thank goodness they were both okay. Right on left, Burnett with 19 homers leading the league. Sends this one foul. Whoa, right to our left.
You know, we could get one in here.
Through that.
And if it does, it's coming straight down on us.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
And we are out of here.
We're already a little surly about this place. That's the last thing we need.
Yeah, just an injury from a foul ball. I think it was to Robbie. Horn deals. That would hit him. All right, good start here for the Dogs, first and second. DJ, let's get at least one in here in the first. How about that?
5th hit batter by Missouri pitching in essentially 9+ innings. And that drove up the pitch count, and that drove up the lineup. It turned the lineup over. Last night, there were 4 walks and 4 hit batters by Missouri pitching.
And go back to the point Dave made, the longer the game goes along, the more it's going to favor the Georgia bullpen. Doesn't mean it's going to work out for you every night. As Colby Branch stands in, and Colby just red hot. He was 3 out of 5 with a homer, a triple, a single, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs. Right on right, Horn deals. Colby takes a changeup for strike 1. On the year, batting .320, 11 homers, 32 runs driven in. And Colby in the SEC, a team-high .338 average with 7 of his round trippers coming against conference pitching. Here's Horn's 0-1 offering. This is bounced sharply foul, third base side, past Brock Bennett.
So last night we didn't have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position until, would that have been the 5th inning?
Yeah, we just first 2 runs came on solo homers.
Yeah.
And finally put it together in the late innings. The runners, you got Burnett at first and Alford at second. Top of the first, 1 out. Horn looking in, right on right. The pitch to Colby. That misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes a count. Colby out of Lucas, Texas. We talked to him at breakfast this morning about last weekend, the branch versus branch battle. And David, I must say, were your parents exhausted? It was a great thing, but they're glad it's over. He just goes, yes.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff. 1 and 2 the count to the Dogs standout junior shortstop. Horn right on right. Here's the pitch. That's called strike 3, outside corner. Colby thought that one was low. And that's the first strikeout for Horn. And stepping to the plate is Christian Adams, who helped extend the lead with a 3-run homer in the 9th last night that made it 9-1 in Georgia's 9-2 victory. And that wind howling pretty good here left to right.
I know he wants to get one up in the jet stream here if he can.
You betcha. Christian hitting .283, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. Horn looking in. Here's the pitch. There's strike 1. Bit of a low zone so far, obviously very early from Micah Holman, our home plate umpire.
All 5 of his homers have come in conference play, Jeff, and 16 of his 19 RBIs have come in the SEC.
He's got 16 SEC hits, the 5 homers, as Dave mentioned, plus 4 doubles. Seals deep out and right. That pitch misses down and in. 2 on and 2 out, top of the first. Big hello to the show listening in. And yes, Sam Horn was a prep teammate of Travis Hunter. The left-hand hitting Adams being played straight away. He was also hit by a pitch in last night's Georgia victory. Horn right on left. Here's a 1-1. Right down Main Street, 1 and 2. With the win last night, you always love those. I know Wes was disappointed, 11 punch-outs. See those numbers come down some. Thank you to the great Darrell Huckabee cheering Georgia on. 1 and 2 to Adams. Horn at the belt. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. No runs. No hits. No errors. And Georgia strands a pair. To the bottom of the first we go. It's the Bulldogs nothing. And Missouri coming to the plate here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Jeff Dantzler here for Athens Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, home of the largest Jeep facility in Georgia. Get game day ready with huge savings on a new Wrangler Grand Cherokee. Or take your tailgate to the next level in a new Ram 1500. Come see us on Atlanta Highway or shop us online at athensdcjr.com. Expect more, get more at Athens. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Always the best deal, always.
Based on square footage or factory facility addendum. See dealer for details.
Freedom of choice pricing program.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily, at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
There's a little better crowd here than last night.
Much better atmosphere.
Yeah, there is a good bit of red, black. Again, this is all relative. They called last night's attendance 1647.
And that is false.
Correct.
That might have been tickets sold. That was definitely not the number of people that were here. But tonight's definitely a much better crowd. In fact, a moment ago, you could hear pounding on the bleachers there when Horn got the strikeout to end the first.
Yeah, I'd say there might have been 600-700 here last night, tops.
Yeah.
All right, Colton Smith going through the warm-up tosses. Colton 3 and 2 with a save this season. Had that enormous save to close out the Friday night win at Florida. His best performance coming out of the pen, got the win against Auburn as he set down 15 out of 17.
Well, he's definitely been a different pitcher at home than he has been on the road. So I know he's excited to get out here tonight on the road and put up some good numbers here for the Bulldogs.
Jackson Lovett standing in. He's Missouri's best player. Lovett, he's having an all-SEC caliber season, batting .349 with 8 homers and 41 runs batted in. Smith right on right. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, straight back and out of play. Lovett was 1 out of 4. Had a hit and a sac fly last night. Dogs defensively got Henry Hunter catching. He's one of the best in the league. Phelps, Adams, Branch, and Alford first to third around the horn. The pitch that misses downstairs. Bulldog outfield goes McCarthy, Obie, and Burnett left to right, same as last night. Dogs stranding a pair in the top of the first. Tigers at the plate here, the bottom half of inning number 1. Smith looking in, his 1-1. This is hit high out into left down the line. Is this going to get foul? Watch the wind. Colby makes a terrific backhanded catch. Dave, that was going 6 different directions.
Yeah, the wind definitely pushed that back into play. And you could see Colby was going to be the one that had the best angle on that one.
He's terrific. If we mentioned that.
Yeah, so halfway, what do you think? That was halfway down?
Yeah.
Halfway down the line, down the left field line.
Good to get Lovich out. Here's Pierre Seals. He had a homer to double last night. Was 2 out of 5. Also made a great catch to take a hit away from Phelps. Smith looking in. Here's a pitch. That's a strike on the outer half. See if I can get a wind gust estimate here on the weather. As Dave told you, the feels like is 52 degrees right now. Air temp at 57. And the count now 0-2 as Smith paints the black on the outer half. Wind gusts up to 15 miles an hour.
Missouri now 1 for 10 getting the leadoff man on.
Well, that is key. They had some chances last night. Georgia never fell behind. And once the Dogs got the lead, never relinquished it. There's a swing and a miss. The old specialty pitch from Colton Smith. So his first strikeout.
By the way, their only leadoff man to reach last night was the, let's see, when was that? That was the 4th inning. Harriet coming through on the leadoff double. So the only time they got the leadoff man on base was the double. Didn't score.
That was clutch. Thank you, Jason Twiddell. Robert Free listening in. Caden Peer, the center fielder, takes a fastball away. It's 1-0. Thank you to Sherry Metters, the wife of Dr. Richard Metters. And it's their daughter Haley's birthday. Happy birthday, Haley.
Hey, happy birthday, Haley.
She is 20. Here's a 1-0. Fouled off.
Now, you didn't get to meet her because she was in school, but her little sister by less than a year, Caitlin,
Yep.
is who was on the trip to Austin.
Yeah, she's a great young lady. 1-1 to Pierre. Here's the pitch. That misses away. Big hello to Jeff Andrews. Jim Sims celebrating Bulldog Brandon Sims' 30th birthday in Duluth. Feed the Trees. Christy Damn Good Dog for Life. Jill Bird listening in Athens. Thank you. Your son's pitching great for Georgia. Here's a 2-1 swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one. Aunt Billy down in Florida.
That was that slider cutter again.
That's nasty. Mrs. Phillips smurfs up. So far, so good on the weather, just in terms of no rain. Shouldn't be a problem tonight. 2-2 the count. Righty on lefty. That one just misses. Good breaking pitch and a payoff delivery is due. So Lovich pops out, Seals struck out. It's 3-2 to Caden Peer with Colton Smith looking in. Colton was 9-3 a year ago. Here's the 3-2. Hit sharply right side and through for a base hit. So Peer aboard. And that'll bring up the left-hand hitting first baseman, Caden Nicoletto. So they go Caden and Caden in the 3 and 4 spots. Nicoletto was 1 out of 4 last night. The lefty batting .284, 5 homers and 20 RBIs. Peer is 11 out of 12 running.
Nicoletto's Australian.
Love it.
From Perth.
Western Australia.
Yeah, the Los Angeles of Australia.
I remember when the America's Cup was aired, I think 87.
Was that Captain Courageous?
Here's a pitch. Runner goes. Pitch a strike. Throw to second. He is safe. Good throw.
He got a great jump.
Dennis Conner led us to victory after losing in 83. All right, 0-1 to Nicoletto, and Missouri with a runner in scoring position. Adams towards first, the Bulldogs' second baseman, and time called. We've got a clock violation. And all of a sudden it's 1-1 as that one goes against Georgia, and Wes is not happy. And this was bugging him early in the game last night. So 1-1 the count to Nicoletto. The speedy Pier is the runner at second. Smith looking in, his pitch. Bounces up there, great backhanded stop by Henry Hunter, 2-1. Henry caught a great game last night and also did a terrific job at the plate. Dogs and Tigers scoreless. Missouri threatening with 2 outs. A single and a stolen base from Caden Pier. Now Caden Nicoletto at the plate. Colton Smith is 2-1. Fouled off straight back and out of play. Dogs won 9-2 last night, the series opener. And we are playing late tonight because of television. 2 balls and 2 strikes a count. Smith looks in and comes set at the belt, righty on lefty. Here's a pitch. Bounce foul, first base side. This one will bound around past the Bulldogs dugout. No score, bottom of the first. Lovitz popped to short. Seal struck out swinging. Pier with a single and a stolen base. Smith's 2-2 to Nicoletto. Misses way high. That one slipped. It's 3-2. So full count to back-to-back batters. Tigers trying to get on the board and take the lead for the first time in this series. Colton Smith from the belt. He comes set and deals. Pop foul. This is going to get out of play, first base side.
You know, this is a big moment in the game here
is.
for Missouri. Not trying to be over dramatic or anything, but they'd love to get a lead. And that's something they didn't have last night.
Of course, on our Piedmont Healthcare Injury Report, Georgia without Rylan Zaborowski, and he's Bulldogs' leading hitter. The 3-2. Heads up, hit sharply foul just over the Dogs' dugout. There's some young fans that were standing up. They're now going to be moving back over this way where there is more netting.
9th pitch of the at-bat coming up.
Well, Georgia's big question, can the Dogs score when Georgia doesn't homer? That's what made that 7th inning so sweet last night. 3 runs, no homers. Georgia did hit 4 home runs, though, in the game. 3-2 hit deep out into right. This is trouble. Burnett's going back. He's looking up. He's at the wall. This one is gone. That is a 2-run homer, and Missouri has the lead. So Georgia's behind. Robbie gave it a good effort. Just ran out of room.
And Colton has given up 7 home runs on the year. And in conference play, that's his 4th.
So 2-0 Tigers. That'll bring up the third baseman, Patterson. Missouri got an early lead against Alabama in the opener last weekend, and Tide came back and won. Had a couple of close games, and Bama run ruled them in game 3. As the pitch to Patterson misses inside, it's 1-0. Georgia came up empty in the top of the first, and now Missouri with 2 outs and nobody on, a single, a steal, and a homer, Nicoletto's 6th round tripper of the year, 2-0 Tigers. Smith's pitch misses low. Did he go? Yes, he did. We did not have one of those last night.
Not at all.
It was bizarre the way the game ended. It was a delayed call from our home plate umpire, Travis Eggert. 1 ball and 1 strike to Patterson. Colton Smith looking in. Here's pitch. Swing and a miss.
Wes said the first 4 hitters in their lineup are their guys that are, hey, this makes sense. Your best hitters are at the top of the lineup, but he said these are guys that can play for most teams in the SEC.
Nicoletto with a 2-run homer. Clayton Pierre in front of him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out to retire the side. Tigers strike for 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no Georgia errors and no runners left as we head to the second. It's Missouri 2 and Georgia nothing here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
New Urban Forestry has provided tree care services to the Athens area for over 15 years. New Urban Forestry offers pruning, tree, and invasive removals, along with treatment for pests and diseases. They also fertilize trees. Yes, New Urban Forestry feeds the trees. Learn more at newurbanforestry.com and set up an appointment with a certified arborist today.
Who wants a football signed by their favorite UGA alumni player or coach? It's me, Matt Stinchcomb. Dog to dog, don't miss out on this chance to help patients at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and score a signed UGA football. By giving $200, you not only receive a ball, but your dollars will also go to supporting children's and helping them find cures for kids with cancer. Best part, your donation will be matched dollar for dollar, making twice the impact. Donate, help a child in need, get a signed football. It's that simple. Visit choa.org/UGA football to make a difference today.
Tigers with a 2-0 lead. It'll be Phelps, Jackson, and Obi. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 due for Georgia. Thank you to Rob Bigsby. Bo playing a little league game with Cole Tate coaching at third. Thank you, Walker Country. Appreciate you. And that's pretty funny. Thank you, Mitch Cook, Dog Since Birth, Denise Camp, the Choo Choo Girls. Thank you, Jim Cooney. We appreciate you very much. Ron Harden, Houston Rich. Our man Pat Patterson's got the lucky bucket on. All right, Trey was 1 out of 4 last night. Batting .275 on the season with 7 home runs and 31 runs driven in. Dogs in black and Missouri in white. Sam Horn, the Georgia native. Here's a pitch. Trey takes a strike. Yeah, Horn is limited duty for Missouri this season. This is just his 3rd appearance, 3rd start. But he was a top prospect, both football and baseball. 0-1, misses down and away. This is one, just stay patient, keep chopping.
He threw 22 pitches in the first inning. They don't have anybody warming up in the bullpen, so they want him to go.
Here's a 1-1. Trey, there you go. Nick the elbow, second hit batsman. That'll bring up Dan Jackson. I got the leadoff man on. That's a good start to the inning. And the Missouri head man, Carrick Jackson, out for a word.
You know, we have a TV here in the booth, but we don't have a remote.
Well, no.
To turn it on. Maybe if it's on the right channel, I'll see if I can turn it on.
Oh, they're going to look at this. They're going to Birmingham. Well, see if there's is that a button under that red thing? This is something. We love our booth back home. Most of the places in the league. Well, at least these are usually quick because they do go back to Birmingham. Thank you, Troy Brody, listing in Centerville. And to Savannah Lee. We appreciate you. Thank you, Grant Campbell and Harold Waldrop out in Oregon. MJ Stein in Colorado. Aunt Sheila. K. Rich, 1776. Greg and Shelley Sullivan in Athens. So they've been waiting all day. It is a 2-0 Missouri lead. Trey Phelps at first with nobody out. The review now as to whether he was hit by the pitch or not. Three of the umps getting together. Jeff Head, our first base umpire tonight, is the crew chief.
Wonder if they're looking to see if it used to see, you have to try to get out of the way and all that stuff, or if he leaned into it. It didn't look like he did. It looks like he just hit it.
Yeah.
Nicked him.
It didn't look like he stuck the elbow out or anything like that.
Still waiting on the word back from Birmingham.
Should we reiterate our rule? If you can't tell right away, let's just go with the original call. Perhaps an announcement is coming. I think that's Rihanna singing.
We don't have a monitor.
Nor a microphone. But he is pointing at first base. And
So he is going. Trey's going to stay at first.
And there were numbers signaled.
And they now have one challenge.
That is correct.
Well,
all
dang.
right. Well, we got base runners. 3 of the last 5 have reached. Georgia still doesn't have a hit. Let's see if Dan Jackson can change that. Dan didn't play last night. He's batting .247, 9 homers, 23 RBIs. They shift against Dan, so all kinds of room on that right side as Horn looks to first where Trey takes his lead. At the belt, here's the pitch. Jackson takes down and in.
Saw Dan going the other way in batting practice. He's got good power going to right. Boy, and he's got all kinds of room on the right side. That home run to win the Auburn game was out to Kudzu Hill.
One of the biggest hits of the season. Nicoletto holding Phelps. Here's the pitch. And he tries to go the other way, fouls it off. And now they're going to sneak the second baseman Knutson over. He is now on the first base side of the bag at second. We hadn't seen near as much shifting this year. 1-1 the count to the Bulldogs DH. Jackson's a sophomore. The pitch fouled off. 1-2. Played last season at Wofford and was very good for the Terriers. We got to see him in person. Jackson, a native of Sandy Springs. 1 ball and 2 strikes a count. Phelps at first, nobody out, top of the second, Dogs down 2-0. Here's the pitch. Liner out into center. Here comes Pierre. He lays out and makes a sensational catch. Throw back to first. Phelps is safe. He just robbed Dan Jackson of a hit.
Like what Dan was doing there, though, going the other way.
Great catch. Put a star by that one if you're scoring at home.
I just did.
Well, that's one, too. If he doesn't make the catch, that one might scoot to the wall.
Yep.
Here's Devin Obie. Obie 0 for 4 last night. Played a great center field. Horn looking in, right on right, with Phelps at first. From the belt, here's a pitch. Over but low. Trey's got excellent speed, but coming back from that hamstring injury would be highly doubtful that he's running here.
I don't think so either.
No, it's just no need to put any extra strain on it. Trey's 2 for 2 on the year, by the way. Horn right on right. The pitch to Obie. Swing and a miss. 1-1 to count. Dio had a walk to reach in the second last night. Struck out twice, popped second, bounced into a fielder's choice. Obie, a Nashville native. Henry Hunter waiting on deck. Horn looking in. Here's a 1-1. Called a strike, 1-2. Dogs with 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the second inning, trailing Missouri 2-0. Caden Nicoletto with a 2-out, 2-run homer for the Tigers. Horn From the belt, the 1-2. Misses down and away. Sam Horn, he wears number 21. 6'4", 220, sophomore from Lawrenceville and Collins Hill High School. Obi digging in. Wind pushing out to right. The 2-2 to Obi. That misses down and away, and a payoff pitch is due.
I think he's going to see a fastball here.
I think you're right, sir.
Which means he probably won't.
No way, we're both wrong.
As you know, that's the thing. Don't chase.
Don't chase.
You'll have success.
But Wes preaches. Right on right, Horn at the belt. Here's a 3-2. Line foul, right field, out of play.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. What's brewing in the Missouri bullpen is a guy walking around.
Calisthenics.
Calisthenics.
Another 3-2, do Obi with Phelps at first. One out, top of the second. Horn's pitch. Strike three swinging. That is 3 punch-outs, 8 batters faced. So he's had 3 freebies, 2 hit by pitch and a walk, 3 strikeouts. And had a great catch by Pierre behind him. Now Henry Hunter will stand in.
The Dogs are now 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position, 0 for 4 with runners on base.
Still eyeing hit number 1. Let's see if Henry can get it right here with McCarthy waiting on deck. Horn looking in. Here's a pitch. Hunter takes strike 1 on the outer half. 2-0 Tigers. Bulldogs batting here at the top of the second. Phelps hit by a pitch to start the inning. Horn. Here's the 0-1. Henry takes outside. Hunter's averaged .231, 7 homers, and 20 runs driven in. Hunter with 5 home runs in league play. He was 1 out of 3 last night and was hit by a pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to count from the belt. Hunter, ground ball towards second. This should be easy. 4-3. Knutson on to Nicoletto, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left as we head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 2-0 Missouri here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
I've always loved the top of the first inning when the starting 9 dash from the dugout and scatter across the field to take their positions, with one exception. It reminds me of my first apartment in Athens when I would turn on the kitchen light and roaches would scatter across the floor. Yuck! No pest problems these days, though. I have Breda Pest Management for my home. Neil Honda Williamson for Breda, BREDA Pest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of us.
The Hilltop Grill opened the night David Green hit Michael Johnson at Auburn, sending the Dogs to the SEC title. In the years since, Hilltop has become an Athens favorite, featuring premium steak and seafood. Locally owned, the Hilltop gives you the finest in food without the hassle of downtown. With an open and covered patio, reservations available for all occasions, private parties, and a sensational Sunday brunch. Hunker down and head to the Hilltop at 2310 West Broad. Call 706-353-7667. That's 706-353-7667.
Tigers with a 2-0 lead. It'll be Knutson, Daniels, and Cerna do. Hitters 6, 7, and 8 against Colton Smith. Big hello to Pat Hayhira with his dog Hank. Thank y'all so much for listening. Well, there was a 2-out, 2-run homer from Caden Nicoletto. You might recall last night, Georgia had 2 hits through 6 innings. They were both home runs.
They're also ahead, too.
Yes. Now Georgia is behind.
We're going to be trailing for the 2nd straight inning.
That is correct. So here's Knutson hitting .250 on the year, 2 homers and 11 RBIs. righty-righty matchup with Smith looking in. Here's a pitch. That's a beautiful bunt, but it's going to kick foul third base side. When it left the bat, I thought that was going to be a hit. Well, Georgia has been so dominant at home this season. The Bulldogs are 27-3 at Foley Field and 9-3 in the SEC. Here's the 0-1. Called strike on the inner half. Georgia swept Florida in Gainesville, got swept by by Vanderbilt in Texas. And the big numbers coming out of that was Georgia just had a hard time scoring as this is blasted down the left field line, but foul and out of play. He ran through these numbers last night. Georgia scored 3 or fewer runs twice at Texas and twice at Vandy. Georgia scored 1, 4, and 3 in Nashville. In Austin, 1, 7, and 2 in Nashville. 0-2 the count to Knudsen. Smith's pitch. Pop foul out of play, first base side. And that was elite pitching there.
Well, I think what we're seeing already is Colton's about to throw his 30th pitch. But Georgia's got plenty of bullpen, only having to use DJ Radke last night.
And that's where the runs in the ninth help so much. Missouri got the bases loaded at the bottom of the ninth. Here's the 0-2. Little flare, pop, first base side. This should be easy for Trey. Foul territory, P3, 1 away. Because that was what, if it was 5-1, you'd have probably seen Georgia go deeper into the pen.
Yep.
It didn't have to.
All right, there was a 49. Now, I can't see who's warming up, but I saw 49 walking around. If that's who is warming up for Missouri, Tony Newbeck. He's a lefty. He's got some pretty high numbers.
Here's Brock Daniels. He's the DH. Played left last night, swing and a miss. Daniels was 1 out of 3, hitting .262 on the year with 3 homers and 19 RBIs. And Newbeck 0-2 with an ERA up there over 21. Pitch misses inside. The Dogs just slow starting offensively last night. Just keep on chopping. 2-0 Mizzou, bottom of the second. 1 out, nobody aboard. Here's a pitch. There you go. Pitch missed low. He did not. 2-1 the count.
So far, Jeff Head is the only base umpire this weekend to say somebody went.
Smith looking in, right on left is 2-1 to Daniels, swing and a miss. And again, it was bizarre the way the game ended last night. It wasn't on an appeal. It was almost like Eggert appealed to himself and called a strike 3.
Exactly.
A bit of a delay. Wasn't the drama that we had in the Saturday win over Arkansas. Here's 2-2. Tapper foul. Henry mentioned caught a great game last night. On the road in the SEC. Georgia trailing Missouri 2-0 as the Tigers bat here in the home half of the second. 1 out. There's nobody on. Colton Smith, the 2-2. Missed outside, 3-2. So he went full to Pierre, who had a single. He went full to Nicoletto, who had a homer. Smith got Patterson swinging to end the inning. Knudsen popping to first to start this second frame. And now the 3-2. This is skied out into center. Here comes Devin Obey. 2 away.
And I was just going to say before he flied out, the reason they're leading is because they've won the 3-2 battles.
Sure have. And here's Mateo Cerna. And that includes the other side of the plate, DJ. A couple of strikeouts on 3-2 pitches.
Exactly. Let's get Cerna here so we'll have Frost leading off the third.
That would be nice. Frost is 1 of 7 on the year. Cerna was 0 for 2 with a walk last night. The Missouri catcher batting .221. He's got 7 homers, 31 ribbies, so he's got some pop. Smith's pitch misses high, 1-0. Georgia will have Leighton Finley starting tomorrow. Dogs in black and Missouri in white. The pitch, bouncer foul. Tough break because it came right back to Colton. As we said, for Cerna, 11 wears number 88. Good wide receiver or hockey number.
Or like a guy trying to make the roster in spring training.
Exactly. Split squad game.
Yeah.
Getting a shot. Cerna going to stand in is out of Doral, Florida. American Heritage High School, Georgia, with a good history there. Here's a 1-1. Called. Strike on the outer half.
Let's see, I guess we had Sony.
Yes, sir.
Isaiah McKenzie.
Marshall Morgan, I think.
Marshall, yep.
Sony, that's one of my favorite Bulldogs ever.
Oh, yeah.
I love those tailbacks. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cerna. Smith kicks and fires. That one bounces up there. 2-2, and luckily it didn't skip up and hit Cerna. That's the concern on pitches like that. Two and two to number 88 in white as Smith looks in. Missouri batting with a 2-0 lead, bottom of the second, 2 outs and nobody on. Here's Colton's 2-2. Bouncer foul. Dave mentioned earlier, he's thrown a lot of pitches so far.
I've got him with 41, about to throw 42.
Tigers leading 2-0. In the first, they got a 2-out single from Caden Peer. And Caden Nicoletto followed with a 2-run homer. Both the single and the round tripper coming on payoff pitches. Here's Smith, righty versus lefty, as Micah Holman, the home plate umpire, twirls his finger, giving a signal. Smith right on left. Is 2-2. Misses way outside, 3-2. Mentioned a lot of payoff pitches.
This will have the 4th different batter with a 3-2 count. This is batter number 8.
Smith looking in. The 3-2 to Cerna. Check swing, strike 3. The pitch was there as well. Colton with his 3rd K. 3 up and 3 down. 2 in the books. 2-0 Tigers here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
I'm John Addison, a Georgia graduate, lifetime Bulldog fan, and chairman of distribution for Primerica, the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. Primerica makes the maximum impact on the communities we serve through our concepts and products, and by giving back through the Primerica Foundation. As a Georgia-based company, Primerica is proud to continue our long-standing tradition of sponsoring Georgia athletics. Go Dogs!
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Whether you're listening at home or cheering from the bleachers, nothing complements the baseball experience quite like a fresh Tropicalia, a classic city lager, or our newest year-round double IPA, Flash Cat, all brewed here in the hometown of the Dogs, Athens, Georgia. Ready for the perfect double play? Come celebrate the team at the official tap room of the Dogs. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, a short hop from Foley Field, nestled in the heart of downtown Athens. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, Athens, Georgia. Real dogs drink responsibly.
All right, welcome back as we are at Taylor Stadium here in Como. The judge asked if we've been to Shakespeare's. Well, of course. Hey, big hello going out to the best athletic director in the country, our J. Reed Parker, director of athletics, Josh Brooks, listening in. He is on his way back from Evans, Georgia, at the track meet, watching his son Jackson, who is just a dynamo, nationally ranked in the decathlon. Said he qualified for the state in the 800 and in the 4x800. Jackson's just a freshman. I'll tell you what, a heck of a wide receiver for Coach Perno, too. So, Josh, appreciate you being with us. Our buddy Bobby Young says it is raining in Elgin, South Carolina. DJ, you made a good point. I think one of the pluses about being here, at least we hadn't had to fight the rain this weekend.
We're not in the middle of all that southern rain.
Here's Nolan McCarthy. Sam Horn, look it in, right on right. The pitch. Nolan takes low, and it's 1-0. Thank you to David listening from the mountains, Hank Lee, Rob Miller. Rob is a student trader. Here's a 1-0. There's a slow roller up the line at third. Patterson get a glove. Low throw to first, safe. So Nolan able to beat it out. The Dogs, for the second straight inning, have the leadoff man aboard. We'll see how that one scored. It's going to be an infield hit or an error. I do think a good throw gets him, but Nolan, with pretty good speed, hustling down the line.
Number 44, Slate Alford.
And here's Slate Alford. Slate slugged his 14th home run of the season last night. And we're still, well, we're going to score that an error, so McCarthy aboard on the E5. Big hello going out to our distinguished governor, Brian Kemp. Thank you, Governor. Keep chopping it. Yeah, we're loving this late start here. Thank you so much. Here's the pitch. Slate bounces this one foul, so
it's later there than it is here.
That's exactly right.
But it's still late.
So we got the greatest governor, the greatest athletic director, and a pretty good shot. Coach King Kirby and Mary Beth are listening in as well, the greatest football coach.
Of course, one of the all-time great justices.
The judge, part of our distinguished legal defense team. Here's the 0-1. That misses up and away. I always love that Three Stooges poster, the legal team of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Yeah. I've been told attorneys love that one.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, gee, I've never heard that one before.
They think that's hilarious.
Never heard that one before. 1-1 now to Slate from the belt. Here's the pitch. Fouled off straight back and out of play. We are in Como, Columbia, Missouri. The show asking about Ryan Black. He is not on the injury list. Imagine we'll see him at some point this weekend. As Horn looks in. A ball and 2 strikes to Slate. From the belt. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That was nasty, diving down in the zone. Well, having a hard time putting anything together. Dogs still hitless here today.
I watched Ryan Black. He took batting practice, in, out. He looks fine.
Right fielder, number 10.
Well, let's see if Robbie Mike can get into one. Robbie with those 19 home runs on the season. Horn looking in. Here's the pitch. That's a changeup strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Robbie was aboard 3 out of 5 trips last night with a couple of walks. Vahiwa Aloy from Arkansas, second in the league in homers with 17. Here's the 0-1. This is hit high out into center field with some carry. This one's got a chance. Pierce going back at the wall, at the track. He makes the catch for out number 2. That's a wall scraper.
Hit it in the wrong place, unfortunately. Out to center field, whether it's left of the batter's eye, maybe even front of the batter's eye. It's just not going to get any help.
And the home runs that McCarthy and Branch hit in the 3rd and the 6th last night were rockets hit out to left.
Yeah, they weren't high home runs.
Lower.
And they were rockets.
Here's Colby digging in, right on right. Horn's pitch. Misses low, 1-0. Well, George had the leadoff man reach in the second. Trey Phelps was hit by a pitch, and he was stranded right there. Had McCarthy reach to start the third on an error, and he's still standing there with 2 outs. Colby's been swinging a hot bat. Horn got him looking in the first. Right on right. Colby hits this one sharply foul, third base side.
And now they don't have anybody warming up now.
And Horn saw that Peach State native. You just worry. Oh, boy. There's a long list of Georgia natives who have excelled in a variety of sports against the Bulldogs. I've never believed in the 110%, but sometimes there is that extra. Horn looking in. The 1-1 to Colby. Hit deep into left, curling foul out of play.
Reggie McLean.
Reggie McLean. Boy, he 3 years in a row. Twice out here. Thank you, Alan Carver, cheering along the Dogs back home in Athens. It's a 2-0 Missouri lead as the Bulldogs bat top of the third. Nicoletto holding the runner McCarthy at first. Bulldogs still seeking hit number 1. There goes Nolan, swing and a miss, struck him out. Sam Horn with 5 Ks. Hey, that's 2 straight innings. George has got the leadoff man on, hadn't been able to move him along.
The strikeouts are stacking up.
They are. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and McCarthy stranded at first base. We head to the bottom of the third inning here at Cobo. Tigers of Missouri have a 2-0 lead on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
I think a union may be the most misunderstood organization in the country. I'm Kenny Mullen for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613 in Atlanta, Georgia. Here's what we do. We're a group of electricians that collectively bargain with employers for better benefits and higher wages for you. That's it. If you're in construction and that sounds good to you, come join us. Visit IBEW613.org or call me personally, 404-523-8100.
Never settle, unless it's into the electrifying BMW i4. Blend the lines of cutting-edge and classic with groundbreaking technology at your fingertips. Experience M-engineered precision while you twist around every turn. After all, electric doesn't have to be static. If you thought EVs couldn't live up to your expectations, then you've never experienced the ultimate electric driving machine. The 100% electric 2025 BMW i4.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
All right, it's 2-0 Missouri as we head to the home half of the third. We'll pause 10 seconds. Station identification here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. All right, here's the 9-hole hitter, Isaiah Frost. Didn't play last night, just 1 for 7 on the season. That's a 143 average. He's a lefty. Colton Smith looking in. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut there by Frost. 5'11", 197, a senior out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. We had a great stop-off. Give DJ all the credit. It's St. Louis as the pitch misses downstairs on Thursday. Went over to Busch Stadium and checked out their museum. They had several restaurants and taverns and had a great lunch there.
I meant to ask their guys if Missouri has played at Busch Stadium, because I know they played at Truist Park because we played them there.
Yeah, gave up a home game. That was a one-time deal. 1-1 pitch, drag bunt, foul, first base side. And, of course, they had a Georgia native, Trey Harris.
Oh, yeah.
Hit the first home run in the history of the stadium.
Yep.
It's a 2-0 Tigers lead.
That same day, Alan Miller's son got married.
Zach got married.
Yep.
He sure did. Zach's a major in the Air Force.
God bless him.
Amen. Here's a 1-2. Misses outside, 2-2 the count. Well, Colton was 9-3 a year ago, and I know we've talked about this a lot, but second half of the season, he was coming out of the pen. He was as good as any right-hander in the league. A righty-lefty matchup with Hunter catching. Smith's 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. There was that slider cutter.
4 Ks now for Colton. And the leadoff man now 0 for 3 for Missouri tonight and 1 for 12 this weekend.
Like that. Well, they got a 3-2 single and a 3-2 homer in the first. Here's Jackson Lovich. He's a Tigers' top player. He popped to short to start the first as Colby made a nice running catch with a bit of a funny angle against a tricky wind. Lovich takes downstairs. It's 1-0. Lovich hitting .310 in the league. Missouri 13-32, 0-22 in the SEC. And this is the deepest any team has ever gone, as that pitch misses low but called a strike. The deepest any team has ever gone into an SEC schedule, still seeking its first win. I want to mention too my buddy Rob Miller, who's a legendary student trainer for Georgia. He said, Jeff Head, he goes, I remember Jeff back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
He's been doing this a long time. There's a chopper foul.
He is a veteran.
Venerable veteran. Thank you, Chip from Moultrie and Chip Muse. Thank you very much, Chip, part of the 75 SEC East champs. David in North Carolina. David Hogue down at Tallahassee. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lovich. 1 out, nobody aboard. Bottom of the third, Tigers with a 2-0 lead. This is hit high out in the center. Here comes Obi. Now McCarthy get a call in left. He'll come over and make the catch. Dave, I wonder if he just had a bit of a better view and angle on that one.
I think he called for it, and the wind just kept moving it over.
Now this is one, if one of your fellow outfielders calls for it,
yeah,
you go right ahead. It is windy. And here is Pierre Seals, who had a home run and a double last night. Also had a great catch. Seals struck out swinging in the first. His average .306, 5 homers, 18 ribbies. Fastball high, it's 1-0.
Six in a row set down since the home run.
Good work, K-Man. Cold down of Ocala, Florida. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to Colby at short. Fields, fires, in time to retire the side. Well, that's 7 in a row. 3 up and 3 down for a second straight frame. Hey, let's get some runs. 3 in the books. 2-0 Mizzou on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hi, I'm too busy enjoying the summer in my sweet new Toyota. Stuck inside all day? Couldn't be me. Not during the Summer Starts Here sales event, where there are deals on the entire lineup. Try again when May ends. Toodles! Lease a new 2025 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $359 a month for 36 months with $36.58 due at signing. Offer valid through June 2nd, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. $36.58 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Get ready for the first pitch at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the biggest selection of Bulldog gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore, like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is your best source for custom NIL jerseys, including baseball. The UGA Bookstore is in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24 hours, 7 days a week at UGABookstore.com. Hit the ball out of the park by shopping at the UGA Bookstore. It's where dogs shop.
Well, Missouri gets 3 scoreless innings from Sam Horn. As DJ told you earlier, something's brewing in that Tiger bullpen, brought to you by Twisted Tea. Tony Newbeck coming on, making his 7th appearance. The Southpaw is 0-2 with a 21.81 ERA. 4th relief appearance, 8 Ks, 9 walks, and 8 2/3, a .489 opponent's batting average. Let's see if the Dogs can get the offense rolling as we head to the fourth time to turn it over to a distinguished Great American, a master of the Thomas Carlyle School of Sartor Resartus, the great David Johnston.
Probably my proudest moment in life. I appreciate you bringing that up. By the way, in conference play, Neubeck's numbers are actually kind of similar to his overall numbers. And again, he has actually started 3 games in the conference for them. But his ERA is 24.3. His walks, he's walked 7 and 6 2/3, and in his overall stats, that's been his another thing there, 9 walks and 8 2/3. The opposition's hitting .489 against him. In conference play, it's .472, so it actually comes down a little bit.
They got a righty in the pen. They are going all in.
I don't blame them. I would be too. Christian Adams, swing and a miss, as the Dogs trail it 2-0 here in the fourth. So Adams, Phelps, and Jackson due up here for Georgia. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses a little low there, 1-1. Adams struck out his first time. Christian is 1 for 5 this weekend. The one was a 3-run homer in the 9th last night. Now the 1-1 coming up. The pitch. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-2. Well, it's no secret Georgia has had some trouble with the lefties.
They certainly have.
Last night, the freshman lefty, Kellenbrink, did a nice job. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out for out number 1, and that is the 6th strikeout for the staff. And I know they got to be excited. Sam Horn, 3 scoreless, hitless innings, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts.
He did a great job.
So here's Trey Phelps. Trey was hit by a pitch his first time. Horn did hit a couple of batters. Here's the pitch. This one's chopped foul, third base side.
And Wes is just going to continue to preach, be patient, keep chopping, and you don't want to start pressing here and hit the old 3-run homer with nobody on base.
But as this game goes along and they have the lead, here's the 0-1. This one's hit on the ground on the left side and through. It's a base hit for Phelps. First hit of the night for the Dogs. It's a 1-out single. But I think they would be in a position, they wouldn't care what the outcome was tomorrow if they could win tonight.
Yes, agree 100%. And the longer the underdog hangs around, the more the underdog believes it can win. But the underdog tonight is winning.
Yep. So here's Daniel Jackson standing in from the right side to face the lefty. Phelps on base for the second time. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball called a strike, and it's 0-1. Jackson flew to center his first time. He was robbed on a great catch by Peer, the center fielder.
That was a big-time play.
Now the pitch to Jackson. This one's hit foul out of play, first base side. It's 0-2.
Got to bring those strikeout numbers down, DJ.
That's the big thing. 11 strikeouts last night. 6 already today. The 0-2 coming up to Jackson, who's hitting .244. Here's the pitch. That one misses high, and it's 1-2. The Dogs are 37-11, 13-9 in the SEC, and there are a lot of teams jockeying for position in that particular neighborhood.
Yeah, really, especially between 4th and 9th.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a game and a half. So tight.
Here's the 1-2. That one misses high. 2-2 now to Jackson.
And make no mistake, all the pressure's on Georgia this weekend. Yeah, obviously, Missouri trying to get a win. But when they go this deep into a season, you are expected to bust out the brooms.
2-2 pitch. Here it is. That one bounces up there. Good stop by the catcher, Cerna, and a payoff pitch due.
Never, though, looking at a schedule, going on the ring, going, oh, yeah, I expect a sweep. We said like to take 2 out of 3, but different animal here this weekend.
It's almost the longer it goes, the less of a chance just because it's baseball. All right, the 3-2 pitch here to Jackson. This one's hit up the middle off the glove of the pitcher, and they'll go to second to get Trey. A tough break there for the Bulldogs. Trey had to freeze. He did the right thing, but the ball caroms right to the shortstop, Lovich, who flips to Knutson, and they get Phelps. And unfortunately, that's just going to be a fielder's choice on a hard hit ball by Jackson. So both of his at-bats tonight have been tough luck.
Boy, that's one of those, the baseball gods, the karma and the mojo right now. They are smiling on the Tigers because that ball was bound for center field.
Yes, it was.
And then it just hung up in the air when it hit Newbeck's glove.
Devin Obie swings and misses, and it's 0-1. So 2 outs, and Jackson is the runner at first.
That might be the worst break off a batted ball this season.
Here's the 0-1. That one misses away. Obie struck out his first time. He is 0 for 5 this weekend with a walk. Hitting .252. 10 homers on the year. Now the 1-1. That one misses high, 2-1. 2-0 Missouri. And they just caught a huge break.
Yeah, great point on Dan Jackson. He should be 2 for 2.
Yeah. Crazy how that goes. 2-1, swing and a miss by Obie. So it's 2-2 now to the Georgia center fielder. Runner at first with 2 outs.
Let's think right side here, Devin.
Got all kinds of room on the right side. Towards that big building, that practice facility. Now going to throw over to first. Do they still use it for that?
I think so. I mean, it looks like a dirigible hangar.
One time a few years ago, they said they were going to build another one of those and turn that one into like all the other sports besides football. Here's the 2-2. That one misses high and a payoff pitch due.
Now, what they have not done is update the press box at the baseball stadium.
Really, the baseball stadium in general, I don't know what they've done over the years. They did paint a little bit during the offseason, we were told. Here's the 3-2, fouled straight back.
Whoa, heads up, that one off the booth, and some kid just made a nice catch on a carom. They might need to put some overhead netting up here, too.
Surprised they don't. And the screen is kind of low as far as the angle to get back into these seats here. All right, 3-2 again. The pitch. Misses inside with a fastball. They thought that was strike 3, and I'll tell you, that was close.
Very close. Dogs might have caught a break there. That's boots, etc. Walk number 2.
All right. You know what else, though, it does here is it gets Hunter up. In the lefty-lefty situation. And let's see what Henry can do here. He seems to be a little bit more comfortable against the lefties. I think the big home run against Arkansas was a big moment for him as that pitch misses away, ball 1.
And he's good at working the count.
Yep. So this we do know. I mean, it's 2-0, but it's going to be an adventure for them. Here's the pitch to Hunter, fouled straight back.
Yeah, the slow starts for Georgia offensively, though, in both games. Again, had just 2 hits through 6 innings last night and just 1 through 3 2/3 so far here this evening.
1-1 the count to Hunter, hitting .230 with 7 homers. The pitch coming up to Henry. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. And it's 1-2. Tony Newbeck. Makes me think of Tony Kubek.
Great shortstop and announcer.
Yep. Out of Hugo, Minnesota. The 1-2, the pitch to Hunter. Called strike three with a breaking ball. Hunter was frozen, and that'll do it for the Dogs here in the fourth. Tough luck inning for Georgia. And that is now 7 Ks for Missouri pitching through 4 innings. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Missouri leads it 2-0 here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The average Major League Baseball season will contain about 5 triple plays. They are rare. For the Williamson household, though, we enjoy the triple play protection from Breda Pest Management every day. Breda protects our home from roaches, mosquitoes, and termites. And unlike a rare triple play, you can get Breda protection too. Neil Honda Williamson for Breda, BREDA Pest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of us.
Who wants a football signed by your favorite UGA coach or alumni player? Last year, 480 kids in Georgia were diagnosed with cancer. That's more than 1 per day. Make a $200 donation to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and you not only get a signed football, you help fund cancer research. Best part, each donation is matched dollar for dollar. I ask you to go to choa.org/UJ football and make your donation today. That's choa.org/UJ football.
For comprehensive coverage of college baseball, tune to Sirius XM SEC Radio Channel 374 in the car and also on the Sirius XM app. Cheer along and listen to your favorite team and get a free trial at SiriusXM.us/SEC Radio 2025. So Colton Smith out for his 4th inning of work. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for Missouri. Pierre, Nicoletto, and Patterson. Pierre single with 2 outs in the first, and he was on base when Nicoletto hit the home run. And that is all the scoring tonight. Pierre from the left side bunts this one third base line, and Georgia will let it roll foul. That was a really good bunt by Pierre that almost worked.
Now, you mentioned the top 4 hitters in their lineup. Pierre's a really good player. He's obviously a terrific center fielder, and he's got pop.
Runs in his glove, too, tonight, robbing Daniel Jackson. He's a sophomore. He had to come back, get his, or no, had to get a bat out of the way. That's what it was. With Nicoletto on deck. Here's a left-handed hitter, the 0-1 coming up from Colton. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
He's got to stay patient, stay with the approach tonight.
Missouri with the lead here. An 0-2 count to Pierre. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Smith strikes him out. They are now 0 for 4 and 1 for 13 getting that leadoff man on, and that is strikeout number 5 for Colton.
Great work there by the K-man.
So here's Nicoletto. He's their player of the game so far. Horn 2.
Yes.
Nicoletto hit the 2-run homer in the first with 2 outs. Now the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Send out a big hello to Mike Cheek listening in. All-American Alan Miller listening in.
Nicoletto is a Columbia transfer. Left-handed hitter, the pitch. This one's chopped foul, first base side. And it's 0-2. I know we have a small opening here in this closet. We have a crowd night, but it still feels like we're away from activity.
It does. At least this, it looks like one of those little windows. I just remember back at Matty Lively Elementary that you could crack just a little bit. It's also getting chilly.
Yeah. 0-2.
We definitely feel out of the action.
Here's the pitch. This one's hit out to deep center field. Obi, though, will make the catch at the wall for out number 2. That's just the place you can't hit it tonight.
Yeah, he gave it a good ride. Dogs have hit a couple out to that same spot.
Yes. All right. That'll bring up Patterson, the switch-hitting third baseman. Well, did I see that right? Maybe I wrote that down wrong. Yeah, it does say he's a switch hitter, but he's batting right-handed against Colton. We do see that from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pitch. That one misses a little bit low, although he could be a right-handed hitter, and it could just be wrong on the roster.
Or maybe they're doing a Belichick type. We're just going to put everybody's a switch hitter.
Yeah.
And in theory.
Well, I guess technically, yes. You do have that option. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. That would be funny.
Like walking distance. That's a great pull.
Yeah.
They say, well, you know, it's within walking distance. And David, well, technically, Montreal's walking distance.
Everything
Depends on how much time you got.
At the time. I was a switch hitter when I played, but I hit from the left side 100% of the time as that pitch misses low. 2-1 now to Patterson. He struck out his first time. He is 1 for 5 this weekend with 3 Ks. 2 outs, nobody on. Smith has set down 9 in a row as this pitch is hit foul, first base side, out of play.
All right, I'm going to do a read the box score and guess who's winning. It's been 2 outs and nobody on for Missouri all 4 innings. Georgia's had the leadoff man reach twice, and the Bulldogs have stranded 6 base runners, Missouri none.
I know. And last night, what was the difference in the first half of the game? The home runs.
That's right.
2-2 the count. The pitch to Patterson. Swing and a miss. Colton strikes him out to retire the side. There you go, Colton. 6 Ks, and he is now set down 10 in a row. Got to get the bats going. We head to the 5th. Dogs trail at 2-0 here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Hilltop Grill opened the night David Green hit Michael Johnson at Auburn, sending the Dogs to the SEC title. In the years since, Hilltop has become an Athens favorite, featuring premium steak and seafood. Locally owned, the Hilltop gives you the finest in food without the hassle of downtown. With an open and covered patio, reservations available for all occasions, private parties, and a sensational Sunday brunch. Hunker down and head to the Hilltop at 2310 West Broad. Call 706-353-7667. That's 706-353-7667.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Whether you're listening at home or cheering from the bleachers, nothing complements the baseball experience quite like a fresh Tropicalia, a classic city lager, or our newest year-round double IPA, Flash Cat, all brewed here in the hometown of the Dogs, Athens, Georgia. Ready for the perfect double play? Come celebrate the team at the official tap room of the Dogs. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, a short hop from Foley Field, nestled in the heart of downtown Athens. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, Athens, Georgia. Real dogs drink responsibly.
Athens Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has that great selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, and the best selection of Jeeps in Georgia. Proud sponsors of Georgia baseball and proud to be your hometown dealership. Expect more, get more at Athens Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Dogs are trailing at 2-0 here as we head to the 5th. Top of the order due up for Georgia against the Missouri lefty Tony Newbeck. So that means McCarthy, Alford, and Burnett. Nolan is 0 for 2. He flew out and reached on an error. McCarthy 1 for 6 this weekend. The one hit was a homer. He's hitting .280 on the year. As he swings and misses there, it's 0-1. McCarthy's next home run will be his 10th of the year. Graduate transfer from Kentucky. Now the 0-1. That one misses low, 1-1 now to McCarthy. Temperature now here in Columbia has dropped to 54. And the feels like, I'll check that here, 50. So we're almost in the 40s on the feels like as that pitch misses high. It's 2-1.
54 is the year they won the national title. I hope that's not a bad omen for us.
I know.
And there's just a guy.
Here's the 2-1, swing and a miss.
In a plaid shirt right next to our dugout.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
might be part of the TV crew.
That has something to do with television.
2-2 coming up here to McCarthy. Right-handed hitter facing the lefty. That pitch stays high, and it's 3-2.
Now he's climbing that pole.
He's trying to get something fixed. I wonder if something fell.
Oh, boy.
All right, big pitch coming up here. Let's get McCarthy on. Here's the 3-2 from the lefty. This one's hit foul down the left field line. Into those seats, too, and it kicks out in the field. Fans got to be careful.
Yeah, you got to be
that
paying
one was
attention.
Coming in hot. They don't have the netting that goes down the lines. 3-2 pitch again coming here to McCarthy. Here it is. This one's hit down the left field line. That is a fair ball. Down into the corner. McCarthy will pull into second with a leadoff double.
Great start to the inning for the Dogs. All right, step one. Let's get Nolan home and get on the board.
No doubt. Well, you got Alford, you got Burnett, you got Branch. And remember, Slate started last night striking out in his first 3 at-bats and then got an RBI single and a home run after that.
I know we've mentioned this a million times, but Slate really strong going the other way. At the very least, need to get McCarthy over to third base here.
Slate walked in the first, struck out in the third. And this one's hit on the right side. The second baseman, Knutson, going to his left, makes a nice play. Jeff, the Dogs do move him over as McCarthy is now at third with 1 out.
And that ball was stung there by Slate. Knutson making a nice play. Missouri's defensive numbers are not very good this year, but they have played excellent defense here tonight.
All right, here's Burnett. So lefty-lefty matchup here. Burnett is facing Newbeck for the first time tonight. Against Horn, Burnett was hit by a pitch and flew to center. That was deep center. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses low. It's 1-0. Colby Branch on deck for the Dogs. And I wonder if Adams got to bat here in the inning, if we'd see him. We'll wait and see. The 1-0. This one's hit down the first base line. That's a fair ball. Coming in to score is McCarthy. Burnett on his way to second, and it is a run-scoring double, and Georgia cuts the Missouri lead to 2-1.
That is clutch there from Robbie Burnett. He was going to second the whole way, made a great turn. Pierre Seals, a right fielder, he peeked and bobbled it, so it was an easy track into second. Well, there's step one, DJ. Dogs got on the board. Now let's get Robbie home and tie this game up.
No curse tonight, Harriet. The Dogs get the runner in with the leadoff double as Colby Branch comes to the plate.
Also, feeding the practice field would be nice here as well.
That would be a good thing. The wind's actually died down a little bit, but as we know here, it'll kick back up. Branch takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Colby's 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks after getting 3 hits last night, where he was a double shy of the cycle.
Last couple of weeks, he's been one of the hottest hitters in the league.
His average at 316. Breaking ball drops in there for strike 2. Colby with 11 homers, 32 RBIs. He's also stolen 6 bases. Burnett, the runner at second with 1 out. Now the 0-2 from the lefty. Fastball stays high, and it's 1-2 to Branch.
Colby's just got that clutch gene. So many big hits in his 2 seasons in Athens.
1-2 the count here. The pitch on the way. Here it is. That one bounces up there. I thought it hit Colby, but it didn't. It just kicks away from the catcher, Serna. So it's now 2-2.
And on that kick, I guess we heard the shin guard sound there, because I thought it got him too. It rolled to about the only spot where Robbie couldn't advance, went up the line at third base.
All right, 2-2. I see no bullpen activity for Mizzou. Here's the 2-2. Just got a piece of it, foul tip. We'll do the 2-2 again.
Well, Colby, first name starts with a K. He wears number 9. We're the Bulldogs. K9 Colby. And he is some kind of player. Like to too. We've seen him go the opposite way a couple times here over the last week and a half.
All right, the 2-2 coming up again. Newbeck delivers. This one's hit on the ground to third. Looking the runner back at second, and Patterson throws out Branch for out number 2.
I think we might see a pinch hitter here for Adams.
He was out on deck. Well, let's see what the Dogs do. And Georgia will send a pinch hitter to the plate.
Cade Brown.
Cade Brown will be the pinch hitter here for the Dogs.
And Cade, in limited duty this season, is 4 for 24. He does have a homer and 2 doubles. We'll see how the Dogs play this defensively. He could stay in and play right. Burnett could play second.
So big moment here for the freshman from Parkview High School. 2 outs, runner at second, swing and a miss, and it's 0-1 to Brown.
Now Mizzou, they are obviously in protect scoreboard mode.
Yep. 1 run in. Burnett at second with 2 away. Here's the 0-1. This one's hit back up the middle. Knutson going to his right. Playing behind the bag, has it. Throws on to first to get Brown. And that'll do it for the Dogs here in the 5th. 1 run. 2 doubles. No errors. A man left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Dogs trail it 2-1 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It's springtime in Athens. Soak it all in at Marker 7 Coastal Grill. Enjoy the best deck and 5 Points with the most delicious seafood this side of St. Simon's. Marker 7 has phenomenal fried shrimp, daily fish specials, sensational seafood soups, fresh salads, delicious sides, great chicken, world-class burgers, and cold drinks. For the ultimate panoramic view of 5 Points in the corner of Lumpkin and Millage, it's a must-stop to make the most of the fall. Hunker down at Marker 7 Coastal Grill in the heart of 5 Points, Athens.
I'm John Addison, a Georgia graduate, lifetime Bulldog fan, and chairman of distribution for Primerica, the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. Primerica makes the maximum impact on the communities we serve through our concepts and products, and by giving back through the Primerica Foundation. As a Georgia-based company, Primerica is proud to continue our long-standing tradition of sponsoring Georgia athletics. Go Dogs!
Hey, if you want to do an NIL deal with the Bulldog, go to GeorgiaDogs.com/NIL. You can connect with a student athlete on a sponsorship, a commercial, appearance, or autograph session. It's GeorgiaDogs.com/NIL. Well, Cade Brown will stay in the game to play right field for the Bulldogs, and Robbie Burnett now moves to second. So the Georgia outfield is McCarthy, Obie, and Brown. And the infield first to third is Phelps, Burnett, Branch, and Alford.
Important to roll up another 0 here.
The Dogs trailing at 2-1 here in the 5th. And here's Knutson, the second baseman, standing in. Smith starts him with a strike. It's 0-1. Colton has set down 10 in a row after giving up that home run to Nicoletto in the first. Knutson's hitting .248. Here's the pitch. That one misses high. He made 2 good defensive plays in the top of the inning.
Well, their data, they've got the stuff too. They had Cade played perfectly.
Yeah, they did.
Had Slate played perfectly.
1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. This one's lifted out to center. Obi going back a few steps. It ends up in right center. He makes the catch for out number 1. 11 in a row set down by Colton, and they are now 0 for 5 tonight and 1 for 14 this weekend, getting the leadoff man on.
Just got to keep chopping. That's obviously not the ideal start. You hate to be behind, but the longer this goes on, it should favor Georgia. But Missouri's played well. They've pitched well here tonight.
That'll bring up the DH, the left-handed hitting Brock Daniels. And he chops this one foul. First base side. Nice play there by Jabari Brown, their first base coach. And it's 0-1. I always appreciate when the base coaches make a play on the ball. It speeds the game up just a little bit.
Saves time for sure.
0-1 the count. Daniels at 260. 3 homers. 19 RBIs. He flew to center his first time. Here's the 0-1. This one's hit on the left side to Slade at third. Throws on to first to get it by a quarter of a step. That was a close play. Daniels, good speed down the line. Good play there by Alford. 2 away here in the 5th. 12 in a row set down by Colton. That'll bring up the catcher, Mateo Serna.
And 2 outs, nobody on in all 5 innings. And Slate did the old spin move with the angle going to his left.
That's a good play there by Alford. So Serna struck out looking his first time, hitting .219. And now the pitch clock just got to 0, and it's 1-0. That's the second time that they have hit the Dogs with the delay, and Wes is still mad. He thinks they're starting the clock early.
He's stewing.
Yeah. All right, 1-0 to Serna. Here's the pitch. That one misses away, and it's 2-0.
Well, that's one of those you want the consistency for both sides, and maybe it's nothing intentional, but it's tough on the road.
Yep. Here's the 2-0. That one misses away. Ball 3.
And that sets a bad tone. Now Colton's frustrated, and all of a sudden a 3-0 count. And certainly want to avoid the old 2-out walk.
And a mini battle would be won by Missouri if Serna reaches, because that would get Frost up here in the inning.
That's right.
Here's the 3-0. The specialty pitch misses. Ball 4. That is the first walk that Colton has allowed. And that snaps that string of 12 straight. It started with that delay, if you want to call it that.
And see, now the clock's got 30 on it.
So, I don't know. Frost struck out his first time. Dogs are trailing at 2-1 here in the 5th. 2 outs, a runner at first for Missouri. The pitch to Frost is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Frost struck out his first time, and he has seen very limited action this season for the Tigers. In fact, this is just his second start of the year. 12th game played in. Here's the 0-1. That one misses away. Frost is 1 for 8 on the year. They like to use him, though, as a pinch runner. He scored 4 runs this season, so you would think most of the time when he plays, it's pinch running in a situation. 1-1 the count here. Here's the pitch. This one's chopped foul first base side. Thank you again, Jabari Brown.
Nice play. But you don't want to see Lovich in this inning.
No. Rather him lead off the 6th. Cerna is the runner at first here, a 1-2 count. The pitch coming up from Colton. Looking in, here's the pitch. Slider cutter misses. It's 2-2.
Well, Dogs have been behind since Jump Street. Missouri with that 2-run homer from Nicoletto in the first. Missouri pitching well, playing solid defense. You're behind the whole time, DJ, just no margin for error.
2-2 the count. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Got him with the specialty pitch to retire the side. That is 7 strikeouts for Colton.
For the Tigers, no runs.
And
no errors.
That'll do it for Missouri here in the 5th. No runs. No hits. No errors. 1 left. We head to the 6th. Dogs are trailing at 2-1 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Who wants a football signed by their favorite UGA alumni player or coach? It's me, Matt Stinchcomb. Dog to Dog, don't miss out on this chance to help patients at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and score a signed UGA football. By giving $200, you not only receive a ball, but your dollars will also go to supporting children's and helping them find cures for kids with cancer. Best part, your donation will be matched dollar for dollar, making twice the impact. Donate, help a child in need, get a signed football. It's that simple. Visit choa.org/UGA football to make a difference today.
I'm John Addison, a Georgia graduate, lifetime Bulldog fan, and chairman of distribution for Primerica, the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. Primerica makes the maximum impact on the communities we serve through our concepts and products and by giving back through the Primerica Foundation. As a Georgia-based company, Primerica is proud to continue our long-standing tradition of sponsoring Georgia athletics. Go Dogs!
All right, Georgia baseball brought to you by Piedmont, the official healthcare provider of the Bulldogs. Georgia baseball is also protected by Breda Pest Management. With Breda, you don't have to be afraid of bugs. Dogs are trailing at 2-1 here as we head to the 6th. It'll be 3 right-handers due up here for Georgia: Phelps, Jackson, and Obi against the left-hander Tony Newbeck. Newbeck has allowed 1 run in 2 innings of relief. And they may have somebody walking around in their bullpen, but that's it at the moment. Newbeck has been a starter for them this year, so he is stretched out as the pitch to Phelps misses high. It's 1-0. Trey is 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and singled in the 4th. Here's the 1-0. That one misses downstairs, ball 2.
I can throw you a strike, Trey.
Trey at 280. 7 homers, 31 runs driven in. And now,
this is about the clock.
Yeah, about the clock. And Wes is letting the home plate umpire Michael Holman have it. As he feels like, again, the clock starting quick as the 2-0 to Phelps misses high, ball 3. Wonder if he has the green light here.
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so either. You got to make this guy throw you a strike. The Dogs have hit the ball hard. Some tough luck here. The 3-0 in there for a strike. Now Trey can look for one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so far the big moment, the Jackson play.
Oh.
3-1. Here's the pitch. This one's fouled straight back. And Phelps did the right thing. He had to freeze.
Had to.
But the ball hits the glove, and it could have gone any other direction. But not only does it go towards the shortstop, it pops up in the air. And I thought that Lovich was actually going to make the catch. All right, here's the 3-2 to Phelps. Misses inside, ball 4. Boots, etc. walk number 3 for Missouri pitching. And that is the 2nd by Newbeck.
This is the 4th time Georgia's had the leadoff man on. He has scored once, and Jackson has been robbed twice.
Well, let's see if the third time's a charm here for Daniel. And the clock is at 16. Last night it was blinking at times, which was weird. Here's the pitch to Jackson, swinging a foul tip. Now, it was doing it when they were at the plate, too, at least once.
Right, at least once we saw it, but it was doing it frequently. It was distracting.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, we've now out-hit them 3-2. They got us where it counts. It's 2-1. The pitch. That one misses a little bit low, 1-1. Jackson flew to center in the second, but he was robbed on a great catch by Peer. And then the line drive that hit the glove of the pitcher bounced up. They were able to turn it into a fielder's choice. He's 0 for 2. He could be 2 for 2.
All right, Patterson, the third baseman's playing deep. Jackson runs very well. Just something to think about.
Lefty-righty situation. Jackson hitting 242. The pitch. Breaking ball misses high, and it's 2-1. There's definitely a little more life with their crowd tonight than there was last night.
100%.
There last night there was a softball game going on at the same time.
Their second baseman Knutson just came in for a chat.
Yeah, they charged him with a visit. So we'll see what's going on. Jackson does have all kinds of room over on the right side. He's ahead in the count 2-1. I bet this is going to be a big swing. It is going down the right field line, but foul, and it's 2-2.
Gave it a good ride. Good call, DJ.
Do it again.
If he'd have aimed that about 50 feet more to the left, because that wind, there's no chance.
All right, 2-2. Phelps the runner at first here with nobody out. He represents the tying run here in the 6th inning. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. This one's hit high out to right. Going back is the right fielder Seals, and that ball is out of here. Daniel Jackson going the other way. A 2-run homer, and Georgia now leads it 3-2.
Clutch.
Very similar to the game-winning homer he hit against Auburn.
Well, Jackson, no chance to rob him this time.
No.
He cleared the wall by about 25 feet.
And the third time was a charm, and that was another New Urban Forestry Feed the Trees home run.
He fed some trees and some concrete and a walkway out there, you name it.
In a big building where it ended up. Here's Devin Obie, who walked his last time. Let's reset and get some more here. Georgia with its first lead of the night.
Keep chopping, Dogs.
Dogs are up 3-2. Obie squared to bunt that time, and it misses low, and it's 2-0. Now that'll get something brewing down in their bullpen. Twisted tea, hard iced tea. Keep it twisted.
And Dan Jackson into double digits for homers now.
Joining that club. And now the dance might be going here, although it's a 2-0 count. Would they bring in a right-hander with the count 2-0?
Thank you to the great Robbie Kirk, who just texted, boom. Amen. Big shot right there. Dogs needed that.
Let's see if the head man for Missouri, Carrick Jackson, is going to come out. Nope.
Well, they've had 2 visits from a catcher and a second baseman in the inning.
Yep. Here's the 2-0. That one misses high, ball 3. And they might want to get to Hunter and let him pitch to Hunter.
Yeah.
And then make the move.
Dave, I can't tell if that's a righty or lefty loosening.
As the pitch misses inside to Obie. No, I don't know. And now I don't see anybody.
I did.
Oh, no, now I do see that We can't see the pitcher from here. We can see the catcher.
And they've got one of those wooden batter statues that's blocking the catcher until he throws it back, at least from my angle.
That's another boots, etc. walk. That's the third now issued by Newbeck and the fourth of the night. And now Georgia will call one of those offensive timeouts. And the head man for Missouri was up on the top step, Jackson, and then he looked back, and his pitching coach, and I believe it's Tim Jamison, the former head man, looked like he might have told him, hang on a second, let's let Newbeck pitch to Hunter.
Yeah, it's a good call on your part there, DJ. That's what they're going to want to do, and we would assume then they'll go to a right-hander.
Well, Dogs do have the momentum right now. There's nobody out. Runner at first, 2 runs already in.
We got the lead and we're batting.
Yeah.
So you can breathe a little bit, Dog fans.
Still a long way to go. Need some more runs here.
Oh, yeah.
Hunter's at 228. And now time called at the plate.
And more pointing.
And now here comes Missouri's head coach, Carrick Jackson, out to talk to the home plate umpire. Wonder if they're just trying to get that reliever a few more pitches. Now he's looking down at his piece of paper.
Well, we're in one of those spots. It's been a while since a pitch has been thrown here. And
all right.
Oh, boy.
Now he wants the umpires to come in and check something.
What?
This always makes me nervous.
Like, what in the world could this...
He was showing him his lineup card.
Like, what in the world could this possibly be about?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
According to our box score and our books, we have not hit out of order or anything like
I'm not
that.
sure what else they would be talking about.
This is also one, as we say a lot, it would be nice if there was an announcement. Say, here's what the challenge is. So Phelps drew a walk. Jackson with a homer. Obi with a walk.
Well, the home plate umpire, Jeff, while you were looking down, he just looked into the Missouri dugout and gave one of these, like, whatever you call that. It's not a half-safe signal.
A half-safe, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. That was a waste of time. Throw over to first.
Would you think Henry might be bunting here, DJ?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
He handles the bat well.
Yeah. I think that's why they threw over to first, just to see if Henry might. Yep, and he is squaring the bunt. He pops it foul back this way and off the screen. So it's 0-1. I still think that's the call here.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't get it down with the next pitch, or if it's bunted foul again for 2 strikes, then you'd probably take it off. That was a tough pitch to bunt there coming upstairs.
So Obi's got good speed. He's the runner at first. Georgia with a 3-2 lead here in the 6th. Let's see if the bunt is still on. It is. And this one's popped up to the third baseman. Patterson comes in and makes the catch for out number 1.
Well, tough break.
I still don't think that was a bad try there.
Nope, they just made the play.
Yep.
Left fielder, number 19.
I wonder if Patterson for a second thought about letting that drop.
He might have.
Yeah. Then that wouldn't have been the play. All right, so let's see if they're going to pitch here to McCarthy. Nope. I had a feeling. Well, they wanted to pitch to Hunter. It worked out for them. Now they're going to make the call to the bullpen, even though they haven't officially. But if he pitches to McCarthy here, I'll be stunned.
Well, Dave, you got another option here, too, from Georgia's standpoint. I love having Nolan at the plate with Obi's speed. He's one of the Bulldogs' best base stealers. So the way McCarthy handles the bat, you can see Georgia maybe go hit and run, straight seal. Devin's 10 out of 12. Now, the last 2 times we've gotten caught stealing, it's been Dio and Robbie. And you know why? Because we overslid the bag both times.
Exactly.
So we got some options here with the lead, and Mizzou will indeed go to the pen.
All right, we'll tell you about the next Missouri pitcher on the other side. Dogs lead at 3-2 here in the 6th on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
At Piedmont, quality care changes lives. Meet Amarius, a former UGA football player and current NFL athlete who suffered a serious injury. Piedmont got him back in the game.
When I got injured, I was worried about my future in the game, but you and your team's expertise, care, and support reassured me from the start. I've been able to recover because of the quality care I received at Piedmont, and I'll always be grateful for your part in keeping my dreams alive.
Hear more at piedmont.org/qualitycare. Piedmont, real change lives here.
Jeff Dantzler here for Athens Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, home of the largest Jeep facility in Georgia. Get game day ready with huge savings on a new Wrangler Grand Cherokee. Or take your tailgate to the next level in a new Ram 1500. Come see us on Atlanta Highway or shop us online at athensdcjr.com. Expect more, get more at Athens. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Based on square footage per factory facility addendum. See dealer for details.
Freedom of choice pricing program.
All right, the Dogs lead at 3-2 here in the sixth. Got a runner at first with one out. And Missouri will make the call to the bullpen. Third pitcher of the night for the Tigers. They're going to turn it over to a freshman, P.J. Green. And Green is 6'2", 195, a right-hander. I'll let Jeff tell you where he's from.
He is, of course, a Peach State native. P.J. wears number 27 out of Tyrone, Georgia at Sandy Creek High School. On the year for Green, 1-2 with a save, a 6.26 ERA. My guess is he's got good stuff, struggles with control. 12 Ks, 19 walks in 23 innings, a 301 opponent's batting average. He's given up 5 homers. He has hit 4 batters.
And in the conference, Green is 0-2. This will be his 8th appearance, all in relief. An ERA just over 10. 12 hits, 12 runs, and 10 2/3 innings. He's walked 13, only struck out 6. And the opposition is hitting .324 against him.
By the way, one thing Missouri does do well, the opposition 60 of 79 running against the Tigers.
That is good.
Pretty good job.
We'll say something there about Serna. All right. Nolan McCarthy standing in. They shift as the pitch misses high. It's 1-0. Nolan is 1 for 3. He doubled and scored in the 5th. With the shift in play, all kinds of room on the right side. Now he squares to bunt, takes the pitch for a ball, snap throw to first. Back in there safely is Obi, and that was close. Missouri's going to ask for a look.
That was very close.
Missouri is challenging the ruling. The previous play is under review.
So if they don't get this, they'll be out of challenges.
That was a great throw there from Serna, right on cue when we talked about their run game defense.
Boy, that was a good throw. Let's pause 10 seconds while we have a moment. Station ID on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. All right, we're going to wait here. They've gone to Birmingham.
Well, the great David Dukes tweets in, said it is storming something fierce in Athens.
Yeah.
So appreciate everybody being with us. Thanks to Mark and Linda Dunbar, DJ's neighbors.
We saw them Thursday morning, and he is safe. Missouri is out of challenges.
They may request a crew chief initiated review.
So they may request. So they're not out of challenges.
Oh,
that's
well,
where
that is just. And we were even talking to the umpires the other night about
right.
that.
I mean,
it's ridiculous. I mean, why even have challenges? Because you can try to talk the crew chief into a review. All right, 2-0 here to McCarthy. He squares the butt, and the pitch hits him.
5th hit batter of the year for Green.
And now 1st and 2nd here with still only 1 out.
DJ, don't you get the feeling here Georgia needs to get some more right
now.
Yeah.
And they got the man at the plate to do it. So here's Slate.
I've got that as a 3rd hit by pitch along with 4 boots, etc. walks.
That is correct. And what was the total last night? There were 4 walks and 4 hit by pitches. So those are starting to add up here a little bit. All right, here's Slate. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. First and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses high. It's 1-0. So Green has hit 5 batters on the season in conference play. That was his 3rd. All right, 1-0. Slate looks at ball 2, another breaking ball. Will they throw him something right down the middle here on the 2-0? I think Slate's licking his chops right here.
Well, he is for sure, and this is where Wes is just saying, don't chase.
Yep. So good speed on the bases, too. Obi at second, McCarthy at first. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses low. It's 3-0, and I'll ask you again. What do you think? I think you got to take one.
I do, too.
I know Slate probably would disagree with that.
But, yeah, you got Robbie, a lefty, waiting on deck.
Yeah, and Colby behind him. Let's see what's going to happen here. The 3-0 from Green. Called a strike. Slate thought it was ball 4.
Well, maybe that'll be a favor. Slate can hit one out of the yard.
Now, certainly ready to swing away.
Just don't want to give him anything here as Green struggling to throw strikes.
Slate had a single and a homer last night. 3-1 on the way. Here's the pitch. This one's hit foul. First base side out of play.
And that was ball 4 up in the zone.
Slate's got 14 homers on the year. He's driven in 53, scored 57 runs.
Having a great year.
And a big 3-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. Runners going. The pitch misses low. And the bases are loaded. The Dogs were on the move.
Love it. Rolling the dice.
Yeah.
So Obi to third, McCarthy to second, and that is Boots, etc. Walk number 5.
Slate has now walked twice. And here comes the pitching coach, Tim Jamison. So Slate extended in the first inning with that walk. He has reached base safely in 32 straight. And he's reached base. So if we do the math here, I think it was the first 17.
It's all but one game.
Yeah, it's all but one game. I think game 18 he may not have reached.
He is.
I'm doing the math correctly here.
Yeah, had such a great season. The defense has come along, great plate discipline, and just the reversal of the strikeout to walk ratio has been a huge key. Now, this is usually what, DJ, where we say we need to get at least one more here. I feel like we need to get at least 2 more in here and get this lead up to 5-2.
So game 17 was against Columbia, and Slate, he did reach on an error, and it was an RBI on an E5. But that's the only time this season he hasn't reached. All right, following the mound visit, Robbie Burnett standing in, bases loaded. They're in at the corners as the pitch misses low. Ball 1. Don't have to get a hit here to score a run.
No, you do not. Make him throw you a strike.
And be careful on a wild pitch. You don't get some kind of crazy carom. The 1-0 coming up to Burnett. Here's the pitch. This one's hit foul down the left field line, out of play.
And they're going to get a little something else brewing down in the bullpen, brought to you by Twisted Tea. They are going to start someone throwing, or at least stretching.
Yeah. Green's a freshman. Out of Tyrone now, we got the home plate umpire pointing fingers again.
Good Lord.
We didn't have much of this last night, did we?
No, but the stuff's meant
tonight.
To speed up the game.
It's just slowing it down.
Yes.
1-1 the count here to Burnett. Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. That one misses high, and it's 2-1.
All right, message received by the Dogs here. Doing a great job at the plate this inning, being selective. Green's got a live arm, but control an issue.
He's faced 2, hit 1, walk 1, and now it's 2-1 here to Burnett. Here's the pitch. This one's chopped foul into the Georgia dugout over on the first base side.
Got to put it in play. Dogs have struck out 7 times tonight. The last K came to end the 4th.
2-2 the count. A tight game. Georgia trying to get some more here in the inning. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. That one misses low, and a good stop by Serna, and another payoff pitch coming up.
Got a bunch of those tonight.
Boy, in this inning, I believe this is the third 3-2 count. Oh, and now they just call a delay on the pitcher.
Wow.
Ball 4 scores a run. Oh, my goodness. That's the first time we've seen that this year.
And
wow.
I want to credit Georgia's head coach, Wes Johnson, for that one because
he's been working it.
He's been working that pitch clock.
So that's another boots, etc. walk, delay, whatever you want to call it. And the Dogs now lead at 4-2.
And Robbie picks up his easiest RBI of the year, number 58.
Yeah. He's got 2 on the night. And again, that's now 6 boots, etc. walks. Bases are still loaded. Here's Colby. Here's the pitch. Squared to bunt, took it for a strike. It's 0-1. And McCarthy just started sprinting in from home, or from third rather, towards home. I wonder if there's some kind of weird safety going on there. Wouldn't think so. All right, the 0-1.
Grand slam Colby.
Yes, indeed. The pitch. This one's hit foul down the left field line. 0-2 the count. Still only 1 out here in the inning. And Cade Brown is on deck for Georgia.
Colby had a school record 4 grand slams last year. He hit 2 as a freshman at Baylor. He's got 1 this year.
Yeah. 7 in 3 seasons. Number 8 would be fine with me right here. The 0-2 coming up from Green. Here's the pitch. This one is popped up out into shallow right. Let's see if McCarthy will try and tag as the catch is made by the right fielder, Seals, and everybody has to hold.
Well, he had to run a long way.
So that'll be a P9 for out number 2. And Cade Brown is at the plate.
Well, the 4 and 5 spots are now 0 for 7 with 4 strikeouts.
Let's see if Brown can do a little something here. He bounced out to second in the 5th inning on a hard hit ball that Knutson made a nice play on. Could be the biggest hit of his young career if he comes through. Swinging at the first pitch, fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. He is the 9th Bulldog to bat here in the inning.
You don't want one of those 3-3-3s. 3 runs, 3 outs, 3 left.
I know.
You get some more.
It's like, is that good or bad? Well, it's a 3-run inning, but you left the bases loaded. Brown does have a homer on the year. Here's the 0-1. That one misses high, and it's 1-1.
Freshman against freshman in a huge spot.
And you wonder if they've seen each other before.
Pretty good chance.
Yeah. Somewhere along the way. High school ball, travel ball. I'm sure Green's familiar with a lot of these guys. Now the 1-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses low, and it's 2-1. I'll take another boots, etc. here.
Amen to that. Yeah, Parkview and Sandy Creek, I would imagine their paths have crossed a time or 2.
All right, the 2-1 coming up. Here's the pitch. That one misses high. What is the score?
It's 4-2. I just looked on. I go, are they predicting? Because it says 5-2.
5-2 on the stat broadcast. That is not right.
Yes.
Like you said, unless they know something. I've looked into the future.
Are we living in the past?
Yeah, I don't know.
People say I live in the past too much.
Yeah. That threw me off. All right, a 3-1 pitch coming up here to Brown. Here it is. That misses away. Ball 4, and it's now 5-2. Stat broadcast.
Nostradamus.
Clairvoyant. Coming in to score for the Bulldogs is McCarthy. Bases still loaded. And here's Trey Phelps.
So Alford to third, Burnett to second, and Brown at first, and here comes TP. And, well, hey, you just saw the numbers. The numbers told the story with Green. He's got very good stuff, but has had trouble with control. Not unusual for a freshman. Hit by pitch, walk, pop out, walk.
That's 7 boots at center of walks, and they're going to make the call to the bullpen. So Trey Phelps led off the inning, and he'll face the new pitcher when we come back. Dogs are ahead 5-2 here in the 6th on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey Dogs fans, UGA Baseball Wyatt Land here on behalf of East Georgia Cancer Coalition. Did you know vaping can cause nicotine dependence? Vapes are not just water. They contain harmful ingredients that can be bad for your heart and lungs. So when it comes to vaping, you've got to kick 'em to keep screaming sick 'em. For more information, visit eastgadawgs.org.
I think a union may be the most misunderstood organization in the country. I'm Kenny Mullen for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613 in Atlanta, Georgia. Here's what we do. We're a group of electricians that collectively bargain with employers for better benefits and higher wages for you. That's it. If you're in construction and that sounds good to you, come join us. Visit IBEW613.org or call me personally, 404-523-8100.
All right, Georgia leads at 5-2 here in the 6th. The Dogs have scored 4 here in the inning. And the 4th pitcher of the night here from Missouri is Brock Lucas, 6'3", 228, a right-handed junior out of St. Elizabeth, Missouri.
And Lucas on the year 1-4, earned run average 10.04 in 40 1/3, 40 punch-outs, 27 walks, a 354 opponent's batting average, 6 wild pitches, 3 hit batsmen, 12 home runs allowed.
A lot of homers.
Yes.
You close the book on Newbeck, 2 1/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. And Green goes a third of an inning, no hits. He's given up a run so far, walked 3 and hit a batter. And he did not strike out a batter in his 23 pitches. And here's Trey Phelps. Bases are loaded here with 2 outs. Facing the right-hander, the pitch. That one misses low, ball 1.
Just continue to be selective. How many times we heard Wes say this year, don't chase.
Don't chase.
Don't chase.
And so far, they've done a good job of that here tonight. I know there's been 7 Ks. Here's the 1-0. That one misses low, ball 2.
Well, we were saying it too. Just keep chopping, keep chopping. The longer the game goes, the more it should favor Georgia.
The only hit of the inning is that home run by Jackson.
That was a big one.
Yeah. All right, the 2-0. The pitch. That one misses low, ball 3. And tell you right now, the take is absolutely on here.
Amen. We need runs.
5-2 Dogs. 3-0 to Phelps, who has reached all 3 times here tonight. The 3-0 called a strike, and it's 3-1. So Trey was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, and walked and scored this inning. Bases are loaded. Here's the 3-1. This one's hit high out to left. Going back is the left fielder at the wall. Makes the catch. Oh, my goodness. Trey just about got that one out of here. Instead, it's an F7 to end the inning.
Oh, I thought it was gone, DJ.
4 runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Dogs leave them loaded. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Georgia leads at 5-2 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Jeff Dantzler here for Athens Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, home of the largest Jeep facility in Georgia. Get game day ready with huge savings on a new Wrangler Grand Cherokee. Or take your tailgate to the next level in a new Ram 1500. Come see us on Atlanta Highway or shop us online at athensdcjr.com. Expect more, get more at Athens. Proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Always the best deal, always.
Based on square footage or factory facility addendum. See dealer for details.
Freedom of choice pricing program.
Dogs fans in Athens, we have two important rules. Support local business and cheer on the Georgia Bulldogs. This season, we would like to thank our official hometown team partners for their support of Georgia athletics. Georgia Cotton Farmers, Longhorn Steakhouse in Athens, and CertaPro Painters of Athens. Learn more about how you can support these great local partners by finding the Hometown Team Partners ad in the digital game program on GeorgiaDogs.com. Support our hometown team partners and you'll support the dogs.
All right, bottom of the sixth. Georgia leads at 5-2. The Dogs with 4 runs in the top of the sixth. The old gear grinder for the head coach. 4 runs on 1 hit.
No question about it.
And left them loaded.
Yeah, Dogs did a great job staying patient in that inning, and Trey just missed one. And Colton Smith has done a tremendous job here tonight. Georgia's starting pitching last night and so far here tonight with Colton. Curley going 7 scoreless last night has been superb.
And Colton was in the dugout for a long time. Sometimes that's tough as he faces the top of the order here with Jackson Lovich, who squared the bunt. The pitch misses high, ball 1.
And this is the top of their order.
Lovich is 0 for 2 tonight, 1 for 6 this weekend. Now the pitch. That slider cutter misses low and away, and it's 2-0.
As Dave mentioned, in the dugout for a long time, and Colton's pitch count getting up there.
He has now thrown 80 pitches. And the 2-0 to Lovich. Fastball called a strike. I would think this would be Colton's last inning.
You would think so. It's been 2 outs and nobody on in each of the first 5 frames.
2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. This one's fouled straight back and out of play.
And Cerna left aboard in the 5th. That's the only runner Missouri stranded. They got a 2-out hit from Pierre and a 2-out homer from Nicoletto to follow it up. Back-to-back, a single to homer. There are only 2 hits.
All right, here's the 2-2. The pitch misses there with the specialty pitch, and a payoff pitch is due. Colton had set down 12 in a row. He's now set down 13 of 14. And it would be huge to get Lovich here to start the bottom of the 6th. And here's the 3-2. This one's hit foul down the left field line, out of play.
This guy's a really good hitter. And if this were the majors, this is a guy they would have moved to one of the contenders for some prospects.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, he's an all SEC caliber player.
Trade deadline kind of player.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll do the 3-2 again. Here's the pitch from Colton. This one's fouled straight back, looked like ball 4.
Reminds me some of Chris Stowers. We had a bad year back in the 90s. Christopher Lakos did a great job, and he got Stowers' first team all-conference.
Yeah.
And Chris played in the majors, and we weren't very good. But he had a great year, and that's what Lovich is doing for Mizzou.
3-2 again from Smith. Let's see what he throws him here. The pitch. That one was that slider cutter. It misses low, ball 4. So they get the leadoff man on for the first time tonight. As Jeff told you, second walk by Colton. And sometimes when you're sitting in that dugout, and he's now walked 2 of the last 3 he's faced. So let's see the seal. Zach Adams is coming out to talk to the home plate umpire And now Hunter is motioning into the dugouts. And this might be it for Colton Smith as Zach Adams comes out, Wes Johnson comes out. This is not an official visit. This is to check on Colton here.
Again, he was in the dugout. I know we mentioned it twice already, but for a long time, and it's cold tonight.
And I hope that last pitch bounced up there. I hope it wasn't anything that Hunter thought was wrong. Now I believe this is turning into a visit.
52 degrees right now in Columbia. The feels like it's 49. And you got the whole infield in as well. After that inning, it feels like this lead's bigger, but it's just a 3-run game right now. And Colton with just his second walk, but 2 of the last 3 batters have drawn a free pass.
You don't get the feeling that Georgia's finished scoring. I don't see anybody. Oh, let's see. We do.
Yeah, Georgia's going.
I see Alton Davis.
Yeah, that's who Georgia's going to, I think.
All right. And Alton Davis coming in. That'll do it for Colton. I hope he's okay. We'll get the word after the game. But a leadoff walk here in the 6th. And the Dogs are going to the bullpen, turning things over to the lefty, Alton Davis. Will give you his numbers when we come back as Georgia leads it 5-2 in the 6th on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Who wants a football signed by their favorite UGA alumni player or coach? It's me, Matt Stinchcomb. Dog to dog, don't miss out on this chance to help patients at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta and score a signed UGA football. By giving $200, you not only receive a ball, but your dollars will also go to supporting children's and helping them find cures for kids with cancer. Best part, your donation will be matched dollar for dollar, making twice the impact. Donate, help a child in need, get a signed football. It's that simple. Visit choa.org/UGA football to make a difference today.
The Hilltop Grill opened the night David Green hit Michael Johnson at Auburn, sending the Dogs to the SEC title. In the years since, Hilltop has become an Athens favorite, featuring premium steak and seafood. Locally owned, the Hilltop gives you the finest in food without the hassle of downtown. With an open and covered patio, reservations available for all occasions, private parties, and a sensational Sunday brunch. Hunker down and head to the Hilltop at 2310 West Broad. Call 706-353-7667. That's 706-353-7667.
All right, the Dogs are making the call to the bullpen here and turning it over to the left-hander out of Hueytown, Alabama. Alton Davis, 6'5", 181. He is a flamethrower.
And Davis on the season 4-0. His ERA is 8.84, but it's come down 4 runs here over the last 3 weeks. At 19 1/3, 25 strikeouts, 11 walks. He has allowed 5 home runs, a .321 opponent's batting average. So here's a spot with the top of the order. Lovich, who's Mizzou's top player, drawing the walk, and that's the final batter that Colton Smith, who did a great job, faces. So Seals is a righty, and then DJ, you got Pierre and Nicoletto, 2 lefties. So we'll see if the plan is for Davis to face those 3.
Now, Davis has not allowed a run in 3 straight outings and 4 of his last 5. He pitched against Kennesaw on Tuesday, a scoreless inning with a strikeout. He has got the win in the finale against Oklahoma with an inning and a 3rd scoreless.
And he is really coming along.
So he will be facing, as Jeff told you, the right-handed hitting Seals, who is 0 for 2. And then they have a couple of lefties right behind him. So Davis stands in, got a runner at first. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, a beauty for a strike, and it's 0-1. Seals struck out in the 1st, bounced out in the 3rd.
Boy, Dalton, one of those guys, as Dave said, 6'5", 180. He's long arms, long legs.
Now the 0-1. Nope, going to throw over to first. He's been doing this his last few outings. He's got a blue left cleat and a pink right cleat.
He can come at you from all kind of angles.
Yeah, he can. How about a bouncer to Colton?
Oh, that'd be nice.
The 0-1. Here's the pitch. That one misses low, gets away from Hunter. It's a wild pitch, and Lovich goes to second. Well, so much. Well, I'll still take a grounder to Colby, but wouldn't be a double play.
And again, this is one of those spots, obviously, you want to get out of here 5-2. You take getting out of here at 5-3.
Oh, yeah.
Just hate giving up the free base there.
Yep.
So a walk and then a wild pitch.
Boy, and Colton was so good tonight.
Oh, terrific.
Another. I like all of a sudden this rotation.
Yep, they're all, again, above the line.
Yep. The 1-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball and a beauty. It's 1-2. And, you know, the first half of the season, the angst was in the starting pitching with the bullpen.
We talked about it. Guys coming back from injuries, though, and then Curley moving into the rotation's been the key.
All right, 1-2 the count here to Pierre Seals, their right fielder. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Hunter will have to throw him out at first, and he does. And a big strikeout here.
And that is number 8 for the staff. And that is 9 of the last 11 SEC starts. Georgia starters have gone at least 5 innings.
Yeah.
And we lost some of those games, but
with the arms that George has in the bullpen, those are quality starts.
Big time.
All right, here's the left-handed hitting center fielder, Pierre. He is 1 out of 2 with a single and a strikeout. Now the pitch from Davis. I think that's that hard slider in there for a strike.
If he can keep that down, throw it consistently for strikes, that is a money pitch right there.
Pierre's hitting .286 with 5 home runs. He's driven in 28. Davis looks back to second. Now the pitch. This one's hit on the left side and through for a base hit. Lovich rounding third. The throw coming in from McCarthy. He is out of there. How about Nolan McCarthy? Throwing out Lovich at the plate for out number 2.
Well, Nolan has shown us a tremendous arm this season. That is his 4th outfield assist. We saw him do it from center field in Austin, Texas.
I was just going to bring that up.
And I was stunned with 1 out that they sent the runner Lovich. And that was a strike from McCarthy, and a great job by Henry playing it at home.
And by the way, they're out of challenges, even if they had wanted to. Now, they could get the crew to try to go look at it, but I think the crew's not going to want to do that.
No, he was out.
Yeah, but just in general.
Yes.
If you're out of challenges. So 2 away, runner at second as Pierre went to second on the throw as the pitch to Nicoletto misses low, ball 1.
As Jeff had said, they are out of challenges, but they could ask.
But they could still get 1. Or 2. That's just a useless rule.
I'm out of allowance, buddy.
Yeah.
Dad, Mom can have another 20.
Exactly. All right, Nicoletto hit that home run in the first inning. The pitch from Davis is in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Boy, what a jolt this could be if the Dogs could roll up a goose egg here.
Davis strikes out Seals, gives up the hit to Pierre, but McCarthy comes up with a huge defensive play. Swing and a miss there, and it's 1-2.
Well, the other part of the gamble, sending the runner, this would be the tie and run.
I know.
Right now. That worked out great for the Dogs.
That was gigantic.
Now let's take advantage of it.
And a great job by Hunter at the plate also. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Boom.
He struck him out to end the inning.
Hey, by the way, this is one of those friends. They only sent 4 batters that inning. There's a lot of action, DJ.
A lot of action. So that'll do it here for Missouri. And I got, let's see, is that 9 Ks now for the staff?
Yes, sir.
All right, great job. The huge play there by McCarthy. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and they leave a runner at second base. We head to the 7th. Dogs on top, 5-2 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
I think a union may be the most misunderstood organization in the country. I'm Kenny Mullen for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613 in Atlanta, Georgia. Here's what we do. We're a group of electricians that collectively bargain with employers for better benefits and higher wages for you. That's it. If you're in construction and that sounds good to you, come join us. Visit IBEW613.org or call me personally, 404-523-8100.
New Urban Forestry has provided tree care services to the Athens area for over 15 years. New Urban Forestry offers pruning, tree and invasive removals, along with treatment for pests and diseases. They also fertilize trees. Yes, New Urban Forestry feeds the trees. Learn more at newurbanforestry.com and set up an appointment with a certified arborist today.
David Johnston, Jeff Dantzler along with you here at Taylor Stadium in Columbia, Missouri. Talik Pratt is our network studio producer. The Dogs lead at 5-2 here as we head to the 7th, and here's JD to take you home.
Thank you very much, DJ. And here's another DJ, Daniel Jackson, who's got the big hit of the night. He takes strike one from Lucas. Jackson with the 2-run homer in the 6th to give the Dogs a 3-2 lead. He's been robbed twice. Great catch by Pierre in center. And on a line shot, as this is hit deep out into right center, but the park will hold this one. Pierre will make the catch.
This is the first time all weekend that the wind is not blowing at all out there.
Good catch. Yeah, you're exactly right. Good catch, DJ. Easy one there for Pierre. But as we mentioned, in the 4th, Jackson hit a rocket back up the middle and hit the glove of Tony Newbeck, the pitcher, and popped right up in the air, so the lead runner, Phelps, had to hold. Here's Devin Obie, who's walked twice today. D.O. takes down and away. Georgia's not had an inning that began with 2 outs and nobody on. We've had the leadoff man reach 4 times. Great defensive play from McCarthy. Obie takes strike 1. Mizzou scored 2 in the 1st. Colton Smith did a tremendous job on the mound, rolling up zeros. Dogs with 1 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th. There's a swing and a miss. Lucas, the 4th hurler of the game for the Tigers. Peeking on, Mizzou's going to go righty-righty, lefty switch lefty. So we'll see if the Dogs stay with Davis. Here's a 1-2, strike 3 swinging. So Obie with 2 Ks and 2 walks. And that is strikeout number 8 for Missouri pitching.
Yep, that's what I got.
All right, here's Henry Hunter.
Number 11, Henry Hunter.
Henry 0 for 3 today. He's bounced a second, struck out looking, and popped a third trying to get a bunt down. I don't know, Henry's got some power.
If I were him, I'd just be swinging for the fence.
Amen. And he does. Sends this one foul out of play, third base side. And Henry in the 9 hole. Give it a whack. If they get you,
yeah,
so be it. We'll have the top of the order due up in the 8th. Dogs on top, 5-2. Thank you, Bruce Watkins, cheering Georgia on back in Athens. Righty against lefty. This is bounce foul, third base side. Kevin and Kathy Butler say go Dogs. My dad always emphasizing keep scoring. Amen. Well, it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs, nobody on, and that was a quick inning, swing and a miss. Well, 3 up and 3 down for the first time. Time for our Marker 7, 7th inning stretch. Marker 7 Coastal Grill, best seafood this side of St. Simons. The score here in Como, it is Georgia 5 and Missouri 2, and the Dogs are going to the bullpen. We'll tell you about that new Georgia hurler after this. Marker 7, 7th inning stretch on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The Hilltop Grill opened the night David Green hit Michael Johnson at Auburn, sending the Dogs to the SEC title. In the years since, Hilltop has become an Athens favorite, featuring premium steak and seafood. Locally owned, the Hilltop gives you the finest in food without the hassle of downtown. With an open and covered patio, reservations available for all occasions, private parties, and a sensational Sunday brunch. Hunker down and head to the Hilltop at 2310 West Broad. Call 706-353-7667. That's 706-353-7667.
Get ready for the first pitch at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the biggest selection of Bulldog gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is your best source for custom NIL jerseys, including baseball. The UGA Bookstore is in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24 hours, 7 days a week at UGABookstore.com. Get the ball out of the park by shopping at the UGA Bookstore. It's where dogs shop.
All right, the long, tall righty J.T. Quinn coming on to pitch for the Bulldogs as Georgia leads Missouri 5-2. Quinn on the year 0-1 with a save, a .257 ERA, 25 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 21 innings pitched, a .178 opponent's batting average. Georgia leading it by 3, and Missouri with the 5, 6, and 7 spots to Patterson, Knutson, and Daniels. And DJ, a couple of Ks from Alton Davis and a great throw from Nolan McCarthy.
Well, he faced 3 batters, a strikeout, a single, and a strikeout, but the big play was the play at the plate with McCarthy from left field throwing out Lovich.
And 4th outfield assist from Nolan McCarthy this season. And shoot us a tweet. Let us know where you're listening from. Dave is at D. Johnston UGA. Yours truly at Jeff Dantzler TV. Thank you, Wyatt Fielding. Thank you, CJ and Lois Collins, Chris Queen, Dorsey Hill. That's a good one there for Nolan McCarthy. Thank you, Katie Dogs. All right, right-handed hitter Patterson is 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. Quinn on the mound. He's out of the stretch. There's strike 1. And JT, as Coach Dooley would have said, it's a tall drink of water. 6'6", 210 from Tampa. Spent the last 2 seasons in Oxford for the Ole Miss Rebels. Nobody out. Bottom of the 7th here for the Tigers. Dogs leading it 5-2. There's a swing and a miss. Nasty cutter there.
All right, when the Dogs score 3 to 5 runs, we're 3-3. When we score 6, we're 17-3. 6 to 9 runs. That's the big number that you talked about all year.
Yes, indeed.
We got 5 at the moment.
And Georgia's only had 1 game this year. We're scoring 5 and only 5. That was against Tech. The 0-2. Did he go? The pitch misses. No, says Jeff Head down at first. And with 5+ runs, 35-3 on the year. And when Georgia gives up 2 or fewer, 10-0. By the way, when Georgia scores 5 or more and allows 2 or fewer, undefeated.
Yep.
In the same game. Undefeated. Quinn looking ahead, right on right. With Patterson, the right-hander at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That one fell off the table and was mighty sharp.
1 for 7 tonight, and now 2 for 16 this weekend, getting the leadoff man. That's been a huge stat.
Enormous. Here's Keegan Knutson, who's 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out. Georgia was behind 2-0. Dogs trailed until the 6th. The big key, Colt Smith, kept rolling up zeros.
He was awesome tonight.
Right on right, Quinn against Knutson. The pitch. Missed inside, 1-0, and that one pops out of the mitt of Henry Hunter.
Quinn's last outing was game 1 against Oklahoma, where he gave up 3 runs but only 1 earned in 2 innings. He was the starting pitcher in that win over Tech.
Quinn comes set, right on right. The pitch off the fist towards short. Colby on the 3rd hop. On to first in time, 2 away. And
Colby, is that his first assist? Nope, he had one in the 3rd. So I think that's only his 2nd assist of the night.
2 outs, nobody on for the 6th time in 7 innings.
How about that? Yeah.
Their 2-run first.
Crazy.
Well, if you pitch well and play good defense, good things happen.
Yeah.
That's some of our hot take expert analysis. Here's Daniels from the left side. He's flown to center and bounced to third. Quinn lugging in. That one misses downstairs. And JT at 6'6", he is straight over the top. You know, we talk about Alton with his arm angles. JT's got those long arms and legs too. The pitch spins a breaking ball in for a strike on the outside corner. Dogs 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for the Missouri Tigers. Playing here in Como. A chilly night. Quinn's 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2 to number 2, Brock Daniels. JT Quinn. He'll take a little stroll. Dogs defensively go Phelps, Burdett, Branch, and Alford first to third around the horn. McCarthy, Obie, and Cade Brown left to right. Quinn looking in. Here's the pitch. Sails high. Big hello to our man B-Mac, Brandon McEachard listening in. Dogs by 3. Appreciate you, B-Mac. Quinn right on left. The pitch, chopped to the left side. Slate retreats, gloves on, he stumbles onto first, safe. Slate lost his footing, and he's pounding the turf. That's just going to go out as an infield single there by Daniels. That is a bad break. I think they're going to take a look at this, but he looks safe to me.
Georgia's sounds you rolling on the field of stay. The previous play is under review.
That might be one of those, as Dave likes to say, where maybe you saw him out. To the naked eye, looks safe. And, you know, we've talked about this with the second bag at first now. I always thought the umps at first base, they almost always get the call right because they can go off the sound, ball hitting the mitt, foot hitting the bag. But with that second bag, it's a bit of a different sound. So that's going to be scored an infield single as Slate's feet just came out from under him. And you cannot deny a hit because of slow playing of the ball. I highly doubt we'll get this call. If we do, I will be pleasantly surprised.
Jeff, I got a text from John Bateman. Says, listen to us through the old-fashioned way of radio, but he does say a lot of folks are maybe out of power, dodging thunderstorm watches and tornado watches and stuff, so be careful, and thank you for the update there, Johnny B.
Thank you, John. Make sure Hermie's okay. She doesn't like storms.
Neither does the King, man.
Nope. Nor loud vehicles. We've heard a lot of loud vehicles on this
everywhere
trip.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, they're still looking at it. As we wait and wait and wait. And we still wait. So there are 2 outs and a runner at first.
Quinn's electing not to throw during the wait here, although he may now, as this has taken longer than we thought it would.
Mateo Cerna will stand in as the Dogs have the lead 5-2 with a runner at first, 2 outs. Wow, Georgia got the call.
Wow.
Oh, baby. All right.
That's why Quinn wasn't throwing. He knew he didn't need to.
Pleasantly surprised. 3 up and 3 down. Well done, Dogs. All right. We go to the 8th. Let's get some more. Top of the order due. The score here in Como. It's Georgia 5 and Missouri 2 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
UGA Baseball Wildland here on behalf of East Georgia Cancer Coalition. Dog fans, if there was something you could do to keep a loved one from getting cancer, would you do it? Did you know that HPV vaccine can help prevent at least 9 types of cancer in men and women? Cancer scares make us all feel like we would do anything to keep our kids, family, and friends from experiencing cancer. So let's do something now. The HPV vaccine is recommended between the ages of 9 and 45. Talk to your doctor about whether an HPV vaccine may be right for you. Visit eastgadawgs.org for more information. And don't forget to say, go dogs, sick 'em. Woof, woof, woof.
All right, welcome back. Dogs have the lead. It's Georgia 5 and Missouri 2. Great work by J.T. Quinn. Hey, Georgia uses a challenge for the first time, and it works. I bet the overturn rate, what would you say, about 7% on the year?
Not a whole lot.
It's single digits for sure.
I bet it is more, though, when you're going to Birmingham than when they look at it themselves at the stadium.
Good point. All right, McCarthy offered and Burnett do against the right-hander, Brock Lucas. And Nolan has had a great game. He had the big defensive play, throwing out Lovich at home in the 6th. He's got a double. He's been hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and scored 2 runs. He takes a strike. McCarthy having a fine year for the Dogs. Averaged 284, 9 homers, 36 ribbies. Went deep last night. Called strike. Just a good all-around ball player. Pounds the chest right over the heart. Team at bat with 2 strikes.
I love it.
That's great. Lucas's pitch swung on and missed. He got him. Lucas is doing a nice job.
Sure
5
is.
up and 5 down. 10 strikeouts now for Missouri pitching, and that's 3 in a row. That'll bring up Slate. Slate drew a walk in the 6th. He's walked twice tonight. He struck out and bounced to second. That was a good bounce out in the second. Came in the 5th after McCarthy's leadoff double, moving him along. 6 outs to get to the finish line with a 3-run lead as the Dogs try and clinch the series. Here's a pitch. Misses downstairs. So Georgia won its first 3 series of SEC play. The Bulldogs have also defeated Oklahoma and Arkansas at home as Slate takes low. Georgia losing the series to both Vanderbilt and Texas. So if Georgia could win tonight, DJ, that means the Dogs would have clinched winning 6 out of 8 series so far. That's pretty darn strong.
And it would be win number 31 in the SEC over the last 2 years.
Heck of a start for Wes Johnson. Here's a 2-0 to Slate. Hammers this one high out into center field. Park's going to hold it. Dave told you early, ball's just not traveling to center.
And now, even though the wind's not blowing,
it's too cold.
Yeah, this is one of those nights now where probably going to be tough to get one out of here.
Well, my mom says she's out of power too.
So does Albus or Hermie hate the
Hermie?
Hermie. Oh, she hates it.
Yes.
Albus is semi-okay with it.
Oh, yeah. Robbie bounces this one towards first. 3 unassisted. Boy, that is another quick inning. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The score, Georgia 5 and Missouri 2 here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
I'm John Addison, a Georgia graduate, lifetime Bulldog fan, and chairman of distribution for Primerica, the largest independent financial services marketing company in North America. Primerica makes the maximum impact on the communities we serve through our concepts and products and by giving back through the Primerica Foundation. As a Georgia-based company, Primerica is proud to continue our long-standing tradition of sponsoring Georgia athletics. Go Dogs!
I think a union may be the most misunderstood organization in the country. I'm Kenny Mullen for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613 in Atlanta, Georgia. Here's what we do. We're a group of electricians that collectively bargain with employers for better benefits and higher wages for you. That's it. If you're in construction and that sounds good to you, come join us. Visit ibew613.org, or call me personally, 404-523-8100.
The score here at Columbia, Missouri, it's the Georgia Bulldogs 5 and the Missouri Tigers 2. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Cerna, Frost, and Lovich due up for Mizzou. And J.T. Quinn's throwing a couple of the backstop during his warm-up tosses. 5 runs, 4 hits, no boots for the Bulldogs, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error for the Tigers. Georgia trying to extend the winning streak to 5 games and make it 4 straight SEC wins. It is definitely chilly. Well, we may 2nd or 3rd here today.
Today is May the 3rd.
So tomorrow
is Star Wars Day,
the 4th
and then Monday
be with you.
Cinco de Mayo.
There you go. Let's see what the temp is. I'm saying 51. I bet that feels like it's going to be in the 40s somewhere.
Feels like
47.
Okay.
All right. All right, righty against lefty with Cerna standing in. The switch hitting catcher who wears number 88. Quinn's pitch just misses low. It's 1-0. Lovich at the top of the order, lurking 3rd in the inning. Hitters 8, 9, and 1. As Frost waits on deck. Quinn's pitch called strike on the outer half. That'll leave it up the count. Wes Johnson and the Bulldogs clapping along. Dogs won last night 9-2, broke it open late. Georgia leading 5-2 here this evening. The rare Saturday night game, our marker 7 first pitch was at 8:02 East. Here's a 1-1. Hit high, foul, now to play third base side. J.T. Quinn. Big, tall right-hander. And Quinn, another one of those pitchers, just earning himself more and more innings. See if he can get the leadoff man. Quinn comes set. Here's a pitch. Drilled out into right center. This ball is trouble. This is going all the way to the wall. That is going to be a leadoff double there for Cerna. And Missouri not going away. So Georgia's got Cade Brown still in right field. I thought we might see Clavon come on. Not was it Willie Mays couldn't have made that catch.
Right.
But as Clavon on the bench for the Bulldogs. And Brown has played, he was a third baseman in high school. All right, so leadoff man reaching for the second time, and here's Frost. And he's 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. This is one of those spots you just got to make him put it in play. You don't want to give him a freebie.
Yeah, just the 4th hit.
Yeah.
For them.
Georgia's pitched great tonight. Quinn looking in, right on left. Here's the pitch. He squares and takes high, 1-0. On the year, Frost is 1 for 9. Georgia's got some stirring down in the pen. I see a righty loosing, but everybody's got their pullovers on. Quinn comes set. Peak to second, the 1-0 pitch. He misses low. It's 2-0. And JT, you cannot afford to walk Frost here.
Then you got the tying run coming to the plate in the top of the order.
And Hunter's going to come out for a chat. And I think JT's frustrated that he lost Cerna, but you got to flush that one. I would guess Zach Harris would be up.
I don't see any. I mean, I can't tell. Maybe on the far. I'm looking through about 3 screens here, so it's hard to tell.
I think that rail might have you blocked off.
Yeah.
I saw somebody was throwing. I would think
I
Zeldin.
see Jordan Stevens.
Got a lot of options.
Yeah.
Well, don't want to walk Frost here, the 9-hole hitter. A leadoff double from Cerna. And a righty versus lefty matchup. Quinn looking in. Quinn set the Tigers down in order in the 7th. Here's a pitch. That was in there for a strike. Frost squaring and taking all the way. Throw that same pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Runner at second, nobody out. Tigers batting here in the bottom of the 8th. Georgia with a 5-2 lead. Quinn comes set. Here's a pitch. Called strike right down Main Street. Throw it again, JT. Leadoff double from Cerna. And 2 outs and nobody on, 6 of the first 7 innings. Quinn looking in, toes the rubber on the first base side of the slab. Phelps, Burnett on the right side of the infield. Branch and Alford on the left. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That was a great visit from Henry Hunter just to settle Quinn down and remind him of the situation.
So Quinn records his 2nd strikeout. And the NTAB huge here, especially now as goes back up to the top of their order.
And you know, after Lovich hits, Georgia's still going to have the lead. Lovich has walked, popped to short, and flown to center. Quinn looking in, righty on righty. He comes set at the belt and delivers. Chopper right side. Burnett got a glove with a backhand on the first in time. Nice play, Robbie. 1 pitch, 1 out on the play. Cerna goes to third. Don't you love that? 2-0 count. 3 straight strikes for a K, and then first pitch swing, and Dogs getting their best hitter.
And they've got Seals coming up, who is probably their 2nd best player, but now 2 away.
He is 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts, a bounce out to short. Seals had a home run and a double last night. Thank you, Destry and Deanna Rogers listening in, cheering the Dogs along. The pitch called strike on the outer half. JT getting a jolt.
Like you said, the 2-0 visit from Henry has paid off here so far. 1 more out to get here in the inning, though.
By the way, if Henry wants to go into coaching, he'll be great.
Oh, yeah.
Quinn looking in. Here's the 0-1. That one misses down and away. Great backhanded stop.
Robbie just made a good play there, too, by the way.
Sure did. He is really
not
good.
An easy play.
Really good. Quinn looking in, a righty-righty matchup. 1-1 to Seals, who's hitting .301 with 5 homers and 18 ribbies. Called strike inner half. That was nasty there from Quinn. 1-2 the count. Quinn has set down 5 of the 6 that he's faced. Cerna the runner at third with 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Dogs 5, Missouri 2. Tigers at the plate trying to cut into this Georgia lead. And strike 3 on a pitch clock violation. That's the 2nd one that's gone Georgia's way. 1 at the plate for ball 4 to bring in a run, and 1 with Georgia in the field for strike 3 to end the inning.
So did he try to step out? Because there were still 5 seconds on the pitch clock.
Wow.
I didn't see what happened there, but we'll take it. Wow.
Wes Johnson, the wily veteran, he's been working it from last night through early in the game. No runs, a hit, no errors, and Cerna stranded at third base. We go to the 9th. It's Georgia 5 and Missouri 2. Here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. Whether you're listening at home or cheering from the bleachers, nothing complements the baseball experience quite like a fresh Tropicalia, a classic city lager, or our newest year-round double IPA, Flash Cat. All brewed here in the hometown of the Dogs, Athens, Georgia. Ready for the perfect double play? Come celebrate the team at the official tap room of the Dogs. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, a short hop from Foley Field, nestled in the heart of downtown Athens. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. Creature Comforts Brewing Company, Athens, Georgia. Real dogs drink responsibly.
It's springtime in Athens. Soak it all in at Marker 7 Coastal Grill. Enjoy the best deck in 5 Points with the most delicious seafood this side of St. Simon's. Marker 7 has phenomenal fried shrimp, daily fish specials, sensational seafood soups, fresh salads, delicious sides, great chicken, world-class burgers, and cold drinks. For the ultimate panoramic view of 5 Points in the corner of Lumpkin and Milledge, it's a must-stop to make the most of the fall. Hunker down at Marker 7 Coastal Grill in the heart of 5 Points, Athens.
Dogs leading him 5-2. It'll be Branch, Brown, and Phelps due.
We forgot to mention before we went to break, Harriet.
Yes.
Curse of the leadoff double there.
Love that one. As Colby comes to the plate, let's pause quick. 10-second station identification here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. All right, Colby takes strike one. Georgia leading Missouri 5-2 here at the top of the ninth. Nobody on, nobody out. Brock Lucas doing a nice job in relief here for the Tigers as Colby takes an inside strike there. Lucas has faced 7 and retired 7.
Boy, he's been a bright spot tonight.
He should. Horn started great
Horn
for him.
did a great job, too.
So he went 3 scoreless, and so far 2 1/3 scoreless from Lucas. As Colby bounces this one foul third base side. Georgia with a run in the 5th and 4 in the 6th. And a couple of pitch clock calls going Georgia's way. Thank you to the Bulldog Bonefish. Mark Andrews, Mrs. Phillips, the Collins, Chris C. 575. A lot of folks cheering on the Dogs tonight. Still got to get 3 more outs. They shift. The 0-2 misses outside. And Missouri in the bottom of the ninth will have Pierre, Nicoletto, and Patterson, the 3, 4, and 5 spots due. We'll see if Quinn rolls back out there. Maybe Georgia goes to Zach Harris. Branch takes downstairs. It's 2-2. Colby playing excellent defense as always. Had a monster night at the plate in last night's series opener with 3 hits, a homer and a triple, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. 0 for 4 here in this one. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is 4 strikeouts now for Lucas and 11 for the staff, and he is now 2 2/3 scoreless.
Right fielder, number 17.
Here's Cade Brown. Brown drew a bases-loaded walk for an RBI in the 6th. He bounced to second in the 5th. That ended the inning. Brown sends this one foul, straight back and out of play. He's out of Parkview High School. Dogs on top 5-2. Georgia batting here in the top of the ninth. The lead is 3. That one misses inside. 1-1 now the count to the freshman out of Parkview, all state a year ago. Tigers playing him straight away. Most of the crowd has gone home. The pitch bounced sharply foul, third base side.
This is still very much a game.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't have the atmosphere.
No. Dogs by 3. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. My goodness.
What has gotten in to Lucas?
Lucas coming into the game with a 10.04 ERA. He has now faced 9 and retired 9, 5 via the K.
He's lowered his ERA to 9.35.
I mean, he is looking like Raleigh Fingers out here. Here's Trey Phelps, takes a strike. Trey nearly left the yard last time up in the 6th with the bases loaded and 2 outs as Frost had to catch it up against the wall. Here's a pitch, misses low, 1-1. DJ, let's go ahead and get this one in the win column.
No doubt.
And you know you got the series. That lightens the load a little bit tomorrow. Here's a pitch. Trey takes high. It's 2-1. Phelps has reached in 3 out of 4 trips. He singled, but hit by a pitch, walked. Run scored. Gonna get just missed the old salami. 2-1 the count to the Bulldogs' first baseman. 3-1 as that one misses downstairs.
See if Phelps can reach. Let's give Jackson another swing.
No
He's
doubt.
having a good night at the plate.
He is.
And his 1 for, 4 doesn't tell the story.
I mean, he has been robbed twice on a couple of missiles. Here's the 3-1 to Trey. Called a strike, and a payoff pitch is due. Well, Colton Smith pitched a great game. Fine job by Davis. Fine job by Quinn. And we'll see if JT comes back out for the Missouri ninth. We're in the top of the ninth. 2 outs and nobody aboard. Here's payoff. Ground ball towards third. Patterson on to first in time to get Phelps, who hit the bag and stumbles a bit, but he's okay. 5-3. And that is 10 up and 10 down. Great job by Lucas in relief. 3 up and 3 down for a third straight inning as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Hang on, dogs. It's Georgia 5 and Missouri 2 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily, at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Some people like A and others like B. At BMW, we prefer X. Like the dynamic X3, meant for ultimate exploration. The X5, built to conquer even the most difficult paths. Or the pinnacle of comfort and luxury, the X7. And since every X-Range vehicle is packed with performance and versatility, you'll always get the best of X. The BMW X-Range. Your next X-Venture starts here.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
Dogs have the lead 5-2 at Georgia, turning it over to Zach Harris. The hard-throwing junior righty is 3-0 with a 4.05 ERA, 16 strikeouts, 8 walks in 20 innings, a 236 opponent's batting average, no saves. We thought he had a save last weekend, but scores discretion. After consternation, he was awarded the win. But either way you slice it, he was able to close the door, and Zach has been pitching very well.
Yeah, no doubt about that. His other wins this season came against East Tennessee and Queens, but no doubt the victory/save, as you said, the score's discretion was huge in the win in Game 2 against Oklahoma. Threw a scoreless inning against Clemson. And he has done a nice job this year here for the Bulldogs. And this is absolutely a safe situation. There's no guessing here.
You bet. It'll be Pierre, Nicoletto, and Patterson do. Great job by JT Quinn. He sets down 6 out of 7, strikes out 3, gave up the 1 hit. Caden Pierre is 2 out of 3, 2 singles, a stolen base, and a run scored. He was aboard for the Nicoletto homer in the first. Dogs have rolled up 7 straight zeros since, and Georgia scored 1 in the 5th and 4 in the 6th. The righty-lefty matchup. Harris looking in from the letters. Called strikeout or half. There you go, Zach. He's been our Primerica player of the game a couple of times. Always enjoy talking to him. Harris. He comes set. The 0-1 offering. Over but low with a changeup. 1-1 the count. Dogs have a 5-2 lead. Tigers at the plate here at the bottom of the 9th inning. Harris looking in. Here's his 1-1. Swing and a miss. Power against power.
Dr. Richard Metters says hello.
Thank you, Doc.
He says, by the way, good pizza place at Como, Shakespeare's.
Been there a few times.
Darn right.
Dr. Better's got us some good Mexican food in Austin. great Frank Beltran list again, cheering on the Dogs. Harris, right on left. Is 1-2 to Peer. Misses inside.
That was nice.
Had Peer twisted out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes account to the left-hand hitting Tigers center fielder. Harris from the ladders. The 2-2. Strike 3 swinging with a dandy of a change. 13 Ks for the Georgia pitching staff. And here's Nicoletto, who had the 2-run homer in the first. The big first out. Georgia gets the leadoff man for the 7th time tonight. DJ, that's been a big key so far this weekend.
Yeah, no question about that. It's just hard to get stuff going when you don't have base runners on.
This is pop foul out of play by Nicoletto.
I was going to say base runners on with, 1 or 2 outs. It just makes it so tough.
In 6 of 8 innings, it's been 2 outs and nobody on. Now let's see if Georgia can do that here. Dogs retired the Tigers in order in 4 frames. Harris right on left. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That one diving down and away. Nothing in 2 the count. Zach looking sharp. Hunter the catcher. Georgia goes Phelps, Burnett, branching off from first to third around the horn. McCarthy, Obie, and Brown left to right in the Bulldogs outfield. From the letters, the 0-2. Hit high out into left center field with some carry, but it's going to stay in the park. McCarthy in left makes the catch. 2 away. And that will bring Chris Patterson to the plate. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Dogs have the lead 5-2. Georgia an out away from victory. See if Harris can close the door. Right on right. Missouri hasn't scored since the first. Here's a pitch. Called strike on the inner half. 7 out of 9 innings, 2 outs and nobody on. Georgia looking for a 1-2-3 for the 5th time tonight. Zach Harris eyeing what would be officially his first Georgia save. Here's a pitch. Just misses inside corner. 1-1 the count now to Patterson. His average at 247, a homer, and 16 runs driven in. Dogs riding a 4-game winning streak. 3 straight in the SEC. Trying to clinch the series here tonight. 1-1 called strike right down Broadway. 1-2 the count now to Patterson. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Bottom of the 9th, it's Georgia 5 and Missouri 2. Harris right on right. He comes, set at the letters. Here's a 1-2. Strike 3, swinging, and the Dogs win. Zach Harris with a tremendous dominating performance in relief. He picks up the save, and Georgia beats Missouri 5-2. The Dogs clinch the series. That's 5 straight wins now for Georgia. The Bulldogs are now 38-11 on the season, 14-9 in the SEC. Well, the runs came in the middle innings. The pitching was outstanding. Colton Smith will get the win, and terrific with Davis and Quinn. And then Harris coming in to get the save. Well, the big blow, Daniel Jackson's 2-run homer. And Georgia will go for the sweep tomorrow. Missouri now 0-23 in the Southeastern Conference. All right, Dogs, great work here tonight. We'll come back and check the totals when we return here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Get ready for the first pitch at the UGA bookstore, featuring the biggest selection of Bulldog gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA bookstore is your best source for custom NIL jerseys, including baseball. The UGA bookstore is in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24 hours